Okay, and we're live. Notice we already had one person waiting for the stream. Wonder who that could be. Adjust it here. Oh, you know what it is? I turned the microphone volume down. There we go. Now things are sounding a lot more clear. In fact, almost maybe a little bit too loud for you guys. Alright, anyways. Okay. So, we're just gonna jump right on into it with, first game that I have up is, Dime a Dozen. Oh. In fact, Dime a Dozen Dev is right here. Tritium, what up? Oh, nope, Nerd Mansion, you're not first. A little bit too slow. I do have to apologize, because, for VX Ace games, I have to keep it in this small little window. This is what I'm seeing on my screen. You can see, because how big the mouse cursor is there. On my VX Ace camera, I don't have like my actual webcam on it. I always forget to set that up, so you don't get to see my face while we play this game. I did forget to open Live Split. Let's get that open real fast so we can actually, you know, have a timer. There we go. Live Split is up. Timer's ready to go. Oh, hello. Wow. We got 3 people in the chat. Wow, it's a busy day, huh? It feels like a good day to me. Maybe. Sometimes. Oh, F1 is also my camera change. Like, I'm pressing F1 now, and it's not doing anything. It did change my camera, so you can see. Hey! Anyways, VX Ace games always give me problems. I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I'm just gonna leave it in the tiny little screen. I've kind of made a soft rule about, like, not streaming VX Ace games unless, like, you know, they're submissions. Like, obviously you submitted that, which I guess I should say that, by the way, to everyone else who's watching either the archive or is live here now. This was a submission by Tritium, who's in the chat right now. So, anyways, but normally, like, when I'm just browsing games, even if a game looks interesting, if it's in VX Ace, I don't pick it, because VX Ace gives me too much problems when I'm streaming. Orc is not here. I did send a message in the Discord, but, I don't know. Maybe he'll be here later. So anyways, yep, I previously played one of Tritium's games. It was Anomaly. We can see right here in the on the Packbutt sheet that I had streamed it a couple of months ago. It was not great. So let's see how Tritium has improved things since last time. So we'll just jump into it. Always worth mentioning that there is no options menu. That's weird. Is that just my eyes? It looks like continue is highlighted. Like, I can continue. It looks like new game is grayed out and continue is highlighted, but yeah, you can't. I can't continue. I'll just start a new game. Welcome, Dr. Ross. Thanks for agreeing to... Oh, where's the timer? Thanks for agreeing to do this interview. You're welcome. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to let the public know about our research. Yes, indeed. See, the problem with this whole time has been our mindset. People see anomalies and they say, how do we kill it? That's just wrong. Well, they do. Yes, I know, but look at it this way. Sure, cyber has provided a lot of interesting gadgets and such, but it's nothing compared to what we have done with anomalies. The way that anomalies is spelled kills me. And how does that work? Anomalies are living creatures, violent ones at that. But what if we were to tame that savage nature? What method would you use? Let me ask you a question. Which animal has the greatest will? Well, humans, of course. Exactly. What if I told you that an anomaly could be merged with the human host? The host will retain their personality and memories, but will gain fantastic powers. But that's just wrong. Not at all. The human mind will shape the anomaly, tame it, and use it to their advantage. I see. When do you plan to start? Ma'am, we already have. The first 12 experiments have proved to be successful. Dime a dozen. Cold opening. We're all animals. Don't you know the Bloodhound Gang song? You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. 1,000 years ago, there was an evil king. The heroes of Anthor held a council. Oh, Iron Brew. Wow, Iron Brew is here? I've never even had Iron Brew in the chat. First time chatter. What is going on? Did someone share my stream or something? What the fuck is going on? Why do we have people here today? I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh, the window is like cut off a little bit, huh? Why is that? Oh, we'll scoot that over. There we go. Oh, you shared it. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, can't you make it go any faster? Yeah, G7 shared it in it. Your Britishism is showing. Not really. Well, can you change that? Yeah, but it builds tension, right? In a way, I'm just saying you could speed it up a tad. It's bad, right? No, like I said. If you say so, we have to leave now anyways. Gotta support these art. That you're telling me, buddy. I know. I understand. Honestly, just gotta support the small little indie guys. Whether it's a small little YouTube channel, a small little you know game dev, whoever. We gotta support them because who else is gonna discover them but us? But yeah, it's a bit wider than VX Ace game. Yeah, I noticed. So I had to kind of shift things around there, but it's fine. We have to leave now anyways. Almost kind of looks like that car is moving in rhythm with the music. It's just vibing, man. So what's the plan for today? Well, first on the list is groceries. And then work. I'm looking at a new job. And you're applying too. What? When did I agree to that? You didn't. What would I have to do? You'd be a janitor, and you, marketing manager. Ain't no fair, how come I have to clean stuff while you're marketing or whatever? Because I've spent years in college studying so I could get a degree and have a well-paying job? Yeah, I wish the IDP would throw us some money every once in a while. Groceries are always good. Look, we got another first-time chatter. Man, thanks! Clearly, wherever you've shared it has been far more valuable than wherever I typically share my stuff, so, once again, thanks. There's two lads with the same haircut at varying lengths. No, we have one of them's blonde and one of them's brown-haired. Come on, man, make the distinction. Oh, no, never mind, sorry, I misremembered the hair color. It's a strawberry blonde. That was a long time ago. Oh, speaking of groceries, Thanks for joining. No, we got a whole party in here. Hello? Oh, it's you. What's the trouble? Really again? But okay, just don't get mad when half those numbers are dead. Okay, let's start with the easy ones. Hello? Oh, thank the Lord. Is it really you? Man, right there. Oh, it played the... I thought he answered the phone. Why is it playing the ringtone again? Also, he was... Can I pause the timer? Is it gonna skip? Let me read this. Oh, thank the Lord. Is it really you? Okay, I can pause the timer. Did I miss... No. You didn't miss any drama talk. First of all, clickbait. I have some pretty dramatic looking games today. Although I do have something I need to address, which will be in my just talking section after we play through the game. I did want to mention though, no drama talk yet. Anyways, I did want to mention to keep the critique focused on the game here. It is a little bit like, this is a minor thing, but it's kind of one of those polishing things, right? Where the character was like already talking on their phone when the ringtone was still playing out. I don't know. I would just apply some wait frames to make sure that like the ringtone finishes playing before the message box pops up, so that way, you know, it's not weird that, like, have you ever held a ringing phone up to your ear? Unless you got that thing like volume way down. That's loud. That hurts, right? It's like, ah! So I don't know. It's just it's a small little bit of polish that I think you should pay attention to. Sorry, who is this? Z, don't you remember? Pardon? It's been a while. What's on your mind? IDP wants me to take a head count. Could you stop by? I suppose so. Why, what's the matter? You're sure this is just a head count? Nothing else? 99% sure. Okay, fine. Me and Eito will be there. Eito? It's a Japanese name. Okay. Alright, see ya. Take care. Total is 11,000 yen. Okay. Alright, so we're using yen, so it's in Japan. I didn't even look at the store. I know something about it being like 1980s or something. I don't know, but I'm always wary about... Listen, I'm like the wrong person to be playing this kind of game, because I always think it's weird whenever I don't know. Sorry, before I make assumptions, since Tritium, you're here. Was it Eitoe? Because I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Since you're here, why don't you provide your background and experience with Japan, so I'm not making false assumptions here. While you respond, I'll continue. That's not what I counted. Are you calling me a liar? Wait, what's your name? Scarlet. You didn't answer my question. Sorry, I used a calculator. It should be... Man 853 yen desu. Should be 10,853 yen. That's for groceries. That's really high, and especially in the 80s. What the fuck are they buying? That is really expensive. That's a little bit more than $100. First of all, see, here's where my false assumptions were coming in. I kind of assumed Tritium might be from America. I could be completely wrong. Honestly, I don't know much about you, Tritium. We talk on occasionally on the RPG Maker forums, but you know, don't really know much about each other. Sort of assumed you might be an American person. Yeah. So first of all, this feels like a very American perspective, especially if you're like, you know, living in like the Midwest whatever, like the big wide open parts of America, God's country, where typically you make a weekly grocery visit. Now, actually, probably Europeans, even our local Brit here, probably doesn't have much experience with the weekly, fill up the trunk of the car with groceries kind of visit. Japan is a very walkable country, and most people visit the grocery store basically daily or near daily. It might be, every other day or something like that, but even still, they buy what they need for the day, usually. So first of all, usually not buying a lot of groceries at a time. And yeah, that 10,853 yen, that's like, technically it's a little bit less than $100 because the yen's value right now is not great. But for rough, quick, very fast calculations, I always just like to assume that basically 100 yen is $1. That, again, keep in mind, that's very fast, rough calculations, because I think actually there's, right now, because the yen is not very valuable, I think it's almost like a 30% difference, so that is a very terrible equation. But it also feels about the same way. So yeah, see right there, Tritium just said it's about $74, so it's about a 30% difference. Anyways, but 10,000 yen feels about the same as spending $100, honestly. There's the actual value and the spending, the feeling value, I guess. And it feels about $100. So anyways, we're talking about the 80s here. With that being $100, you account for inflation and stuff like that. $100 is going to be pretty valuable back in the 80s. And then also, if we're talking about groceries here, this is like that's a really expensive groceries bill, especially if these are just teenagers. I'm always wary about like people like using another country as their backdrop. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, cultural appropriation. I don't give a shit about that. It's just that you probably also just don't know the nuance. And let me tell you, as someone who's been a resident in this country for a long time, there is a lot of nuance to the culture, to the social culture, that you just will not pick up through anime. So if this is supposed to be an accurate reflection of Japan in the 80s, I will be pretty critical of that. France is not canon. France doesn't exist. Anyways, sorry. This is like, it's not the end of the world, right? This is just like, it's kind of there's those people who are like crazy nuts about historical accuracy. On the one hand, I'm not one of those people. I don't give a shit. On the other hand, though, it's like if you draw attention to it, I'm now paying attention to that fact. So, I don't know. It's more of a point on polish than it is anything else to me. So rather than linger on that, let's just keep going. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're going to make me call a manager, get them to cancel this transaction carefully, rescan every item because you want to save 147 yen. Like, also, like, again, talking about Japan, like, this would not be the response from the cashier at all, because it's like, very, customer, like, it's a very polite, kind of culture. So, although they would probably say that the transaction needs to be canceled, it would be phrased completely differently. They'd be like, oh, I'm very sorry about that. I'm, probably even apologize in a couple of different ways and say, I'll need to cancel this transaction. It's kind of funny because I had a friend. I had a friend who, like, we went, me and my friend, like, they work at a restaurant, and, like, me and my friend went to go eat at their restaurant, and it's funny how different Japanese people are just able to, like, it's like a fucking switch flip into like polite Japanese mode while they're working. Completely different person. I seriously didn't recognize them because, you know, they had to wear a mask and had a hairnet, and then with how polite they were being, it's like there's no way that's the same person. And my friend was like, no, that's really them. I'm like, that's the wrong person. No, that's really them, because they just, it's just the culture here. It's a culture of manners, right? So, anyways. Yes, well, I'm not doing it. I counted it right the first time anyways. Fine, I'll just take my business somewhere else. Ah, crap, I'm gonna get in trouble. Listen, what's your name? Alexander. Hey, wait, you're not like Alexander. That's what I just said. Wait, no freaking way. It certainly is strange, but I don't understand. Come on, don't you remember? Frieda? Man, I'm harping on this. Alright, I promise this is the last thing, alright? I'm gonna stop talking about this. But, wait! This is Japan! That's not at all a fucking Japanese name. Yeah, like, Alex? Frieda? These aren't Japanese names. Wait, you lost it. I don't know, I think... I don't know, it's just like... Why isn't it just like some sort of alternate reality? Like, I don't know. I guess there's never... Okay, sorry. Did it ever mention that this is Japan? I've been under the assumption that it is Japan. Yes. Okay, sorry. I've interrupted myself. Breaking news. This just in, right here on the store page, which we hadn't looked at yet. The setting is an unnamed Japanese city. So yes, this is supposedly Japan. Now, don't get me wrong. There are foreigners that live in Japan, and there have been foreigners that have lived in Japan for decades. There are probably foreigners from 1985 that lived in Japan. Is it possible that there could be a foreigner named Alex? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. It's just that would make them remarkable. Take it from me, as a foreigner, I'm always treated as the outsider. If you are a foreigner in this country, especially in 1985 when, you know, things were not as globally connected, people would be fascinated by you. That would be part of your character. Like, that would be specifically part of Alex's character. That would define him, because take it from me, as a real person who is a foreigner in this country, it is a huge part of who my character is. Whether I want it to be or not, it is just the case. Hey, Wrath. Just today, there was the contest on the forums that I won, and the guy transferred the money to me. Hooray! I won the contest. And he was like, "Oh, you're from Japan. How'd you wind up moving there?" And that's just the thing, right? My point is, it's like, as a foreigner living in Japan, even people I've never met are like, "Oh, you live in that country." It's just a part of who I am, whether I want it to be or not. So my point is if Alex was actually a foreigner, that would probably be a big part of the story. So, sorry. All right. I swear to God, that's the last time I'm harping on it. I've made the point. I've made the point clear enough. Let's just keep going. Freda. That's a no. My name is Scarlet now. Oh, interesting. Z just called. Makes you wonder. Well, seeing as we're all chums, let's forget about our silly little argument. 11,000 yen, please. Good to see you two. No one else has responded aside from Kazanai and Scarlet. We met Scarlet at the grocery store. That's strange. The IDP makes a pretty big stink about anomalies interacting. Anyway, the IDP wants you to find the no-shows. Hey, that's not fair. That's what they said. Don't shoot the messenger. Makes sense. Anomalies are dangerous. Why risk their necks when we can do it? Exactly. Now the first on the list. Wait a minute. You don't expect us to start now? Yes, actually. The first target is Boris, as I was saying. We were able to locate him He's a star at the local fighting arena. Fighting arena? Mm-hmm. We've secured a spot for you, Alexander. Eito. Yeah, did you say Eito, eh? That is definitely Eito. You'll have to buy a ticket so you can watch and make sure Alexander's okay. Yeah, he did, like, that's how the anomalies are spelled in this world, is with a 0 and an @ sign. Wait, you're joking, right? Nope. Be there, be square. In the meantime, if you want to read up on anomalies... Oh, we're getting some hearts. Thanks. Oh, Kazanai's down there too. Might want to chat with her. Try not to split your sentences across multiple message boxes. You have plenty of space. You don't need to do that. If any of y'all looking for the best 3D models in town, and all right, Ito, as in the foot. Well, the E, if we're talking about Romaji, the E is E, and then the I is E. So when you put the I and when you put the E and the I together, it kind of blends together into A. So you have E, Eito. Where's Scarlet? She's detained right now. Bit a guard's hand earlier. Huh? Oh, I can move now. Okay. Right on. How long did it take us to get here? 12 minutes. To be fair, I did do a lot of talking. Sometimes I didn't pause the timer. Whoa, what was with that? Oh, that is some wacky smoothing on that camera. That is like ultra smooth. Man, someone buttered this camera up. Yeah, you guys can see it a lot better than I can. It's so tiny on my screen. It's a pretty cute sprite. You must be Kazanai. Oh, hello there. Nice to meet you. I'm Alexander, and this is my friend, Eito. Hey, great to see you again. It's been so long, you know. We saw each other for like 2 minutes, and that was 10 years ago. Just gonna say you could almost half the size of the maps and nothing would change. Yeah, could probably reduce the map size. I don't know, but Mr. Orc here is the mapping genius. So in my mind, I'm not saying it's great mapping. It's not the best mapping, but it's fine. I think it looks more apparent too, like the larger the game screen is. Like you guys are experiencing it completely differently than me because it's almost full screen for you. I have this tiny little box on my desktop here, so because it's so small, it almost feels appropriate. Oh, we saw each other okay, yeah. Well, you know, you were just so pretty that your face stayed in my head all these years. Sorry, he's always like this. Don't pay any attention to him. Where is the other dude? What is the other dude's name? Is the other dude Eito? I'll pay attention to who I want. I can handle it myself. Eito, no offense, but I'm not really interested in any guys. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Fine, no problem. I'll deal. I recommend someone look at Dungeon Rummage to see how cave maps are made. There you go. Oh, I forgot. Here's some stuff. Z, I'm not going to do the stuttering. Z told me to give you. I'll naturally insert stutters myself. I don't actually need to read the stutters because the longer this night goes on, the more stuttering is going to happen naturally. Receive 2 vials of blood and a shot of life. Thank you. I wonder if Wrath can run Dungeon Rummage. It's not a particularly heavy-hitting game. I'm pretty sure he can probably... Oh, okay, I see. Man, what are you running on? A fucking potato? So what's next? I just go? I mean, I don't see like any doors or anything, so I guess I don't have any choice. It's either up or down. Got everything? Yes, by the way, if you happen to encounter any resistance, the IDP wants you to fight in the 0 dimension. Why? They don't want any collateral damage. I see. You have a car, right? We really need it? I'd say it's within walking distance. Your choice. Can we please take the car? Walking is cheaper and you need exercise, and it builds character. Yeah, I was afraid of that. There was a battle camera issue too for one of them. My dev rig is actually a toaster. Man, we need to get this boy a new computer. At least something slightly better than a toaster. Maybe let's upgrade him to the microwave. Well, here we are. Sweet, I can't wait to see you fight. I can't wait to see anything. Ha! When I die, please donate all my money to charity, okay? So it's like one of those Skyrim mods where it's like realistic nights in caves. We should head to the club. Man. I think this feels like nitpick the stream, but like, this is... I don't know what you're trying to convey here. Have you been to like a downtown part of a city at night? Like when you have like neons like this, man, it's pretty bright, even if it is nighttime. There are harsher shadows, of course, but it's not completely pitch black like this. I would say lighten this up a lot. You should just dim it enough to give the sense of it being night, but probably not make it completely black, because it's like I'm in some sort of cave or something. I do, however, I want to say something though, something nice, not just nitpick here. I really like the little flicker effect on these lights. Like, it's not just like the Terex lighting system that I use. Like, it just kind of makes the circle, like, bigger and smaller at random intervals. But this kind of almost seems like it has a slight shift to it, too. Kind of like a candle, you know. Salaryman goes to the void. Anyways, yeah. Definitely need some work on the lighting. Which one is the Fight Club? Don't ask me to read kanji. No, yokan. Yokan. I actually don't know. Then 30. My katakana is terrible. I'm kind of ashamed to say that. I've lived here for a long time. All the people will tell you who've tried studying Japanese. Oh, hiragana, katakana, those are the easy parts. It's the kanji that's difficult. But I'm kind of ashamed to say that my katakana reading skills are terrible. I don't know a lot of them. Pointo ni seiru. Yeah, I don't know what this kanji is. Pointo. Pointo ni? Actually think... So it's like... I don't know, something. I'm not sure. Hey you! Who's there? Heh, don't matter. Hunter emerged. Armored hunter emerged. Hunters. Let's take them out. We're just diving right into this. That's a nice little wheel there. I don't know. Just attack. Oh. Oh. I didn't know who was getting selected there. Yeah, I guess no better. Well, we're in the void, of course, so of course everything's black. No, I think that, yeah, it's the 0 dimension, so 0 image is what that means. There's gotta be some sort of cool way you could at least, like, demonstrate the void, right? Like, hang on, sorry, like, hang on, can we do this real fast? Let's use one of these little AI tools, right? And let's just see what it spits out. Ah. Well, you can see my tile set that I was working on. Are we in? Are we in? Are we done showing my private information? I thought this was going to be fast. It's also going to take a minute for it to spit out stuff. Here we go. Like, let's just see. Give us some ideas here. So we just want the 0 dimension. An empty void. Blackness. And sure, we'll just... whatever. We're just having fun here for a moment. See what it spits out. There we go. That's still more. That's still more than just the pure black. You can barely see it. But with some abstract shapes and stuff. There. Void do be like void. There we go. We got some stuff going on. I don't know, but there's got to be a better way that you can like demonstrate this besides just pure black. Absolute black hole sun. It was almost black, Mr. Orc. There's some hints of gray in there though. Oh, right, it's not WASD, man. That kills me. No. No. Resist. CYP my magic? What do we have in specials? Surprisingly, the actors have a shadow in a void? I didn't even see that. Guard Crush. Lowers enemies' defense, raises allies' defense, converts SP to CYP. Slowly restores an ally's HP. Okay. So, do we just want to attack? I can do damage to him, but not a lot. Minus 37 damage. Wow, that was like a really weak attack. They do a lot of... Is this one that I'm supposed to lose? Is that what this is? Is this a scripted loss? Oh, you can't just hold down... Wait, what? I thought he had way more health than that. What the fuck was that? Was I just not paying attention and I got like a super hit on him? This is quite possible. What's this? Special. Wait, who has the wait. It's really hard to tell like who's going. Do they step forward? I wasn't even paying attention to that either. Calls your small axe to battle, sure. Oh, is this backwards? Yeah, it's like inverted. So like when I push left, it rotates clockwise. And when I push right, it rotates counterclockwise. That's weird. Unlock the secret salary manpower and one-shot him. Let's see. Lowers the enemy defense. Let's do that. don't know why I would want to use some of these, though. Has a chance to stun. Standard attack that has a chance to stun. That one... These both have a chance to stun, but one ignores defense. But it only costs 10 blue things. I don't know which one's blue. And that one costs 15 green things. I'm assuming this is going to be MP and TP, since that's just the RPG Maker's standard. This game could use some production values in the battlers and battlebacks, though. I see what it's going for, but I think you could be stronger. I was a little bit on the fence, Tridium, because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like you're not very far into this game's production. I'm not sure, but I felt like I saw you post the, like, development thread, like, not super long ago. So I was kind of wary of actually streaming this game because oh, the timer hasn't even been going. Well, that's fine. Because, I sort of figured that there's gonna be a lot of, you know, maybe a lot of problems. I'm gonna be throwing, like, a lot of critique at it, and, maybe some of that is totally useless to you because it's so early in development. Wish I had feedback like that too, and said Brew made me question my life choices instead. I'm having, like, okay, so first of all, I just want to see, there's, like, a lot of, it's missing a lot of information. Part of this could be, I don't know, this is gonna be my fault because I'm just not paying enough attention, but I feel like, yeah, so, like, the player characters don't step forward. Okay, yeah, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. So, they, like in MV, of course, by default in the site, I think it's default, or maybe it's default with Beyondfly's battle engine. Honestly, I don't remember, but either way, it's very, very common in MV when you're using side view battle for, oh, right, VXH doesn't have side view battle. So this is a plugin that added it. Okay, so they don't step forward. Like in MV, by default, they do step forward when it's their turn. So it's a nice visual indicator, like, who's taking the action right now. That's fine, that it doesn't do that, but having some indication of who is currently taking action, I think, is really important, because it's like their status menu down here doesn't get highlighted, so I don't know which one it is. There's no, like, arrow pointing over them, right? Let me double check, right? He takes his attack. Yeah. And then this pops up over here. Is that his? And so will it pop up over... Oh, wait. He went... Huh? Okay, so it pops up here. So a little bit is on me. So these do pop up over who is taking the action. But I don't know. It feels so disconnected because there's, like, nothing, well, there's nothing connecting these two elements together. It's just that element is floating over here and these elements are down here, so I'm not making the connection that these two things are related. Players may eventually learn that, you know, pretty quickly, but it's just a point of friction, you know? It's a point of friction in your design that doesn't need to be there. If you just have better UI stuff, then you can completely eliminate that point of friction, and it just gives an overall better first impression to your game. I think when it comes to UI stuff, especially when we're talking about JRPGs here, having clear UI is, like, really important. You really should be, because, like, JRPG games are games that are entirely menu driven, so you need to make sure that your menus are clear to understand, because players are going to be using them a lot. So let's use skills now. Do this medical shield. I'm not, like, doing any damage to this guy. Is there an item I should use? The weapon? I feel like this is a scripted battle. Okay, that did a lot of... Why did that do a lot of damage? That... Oh, come on, man. You should give some sort of indication. There's like no... There's like nothing, no hints or anything. That's the thing to do. Anomaly emerged. Alexander, just an anomaly, stay calm and take it out. I'm just going right into another fight. Hang on, we gotta turn this up. This sounds like a pretty fucking rockin' tune. Okay, I don't like the layered synth that just came in. But that bass line, man. That, ooh. I like how just dirty and grimy that bass line is. It's good. I like it. Because Armored Hunter has high defense, so the move that ignores defense work better. Makes sense. Alright, that could have just been my alcohol brain. I don't know. Actually, I will say that is my alcohol brain a little bit, but like... That was the first fight of the game. Are your players going to be aware of that fact? Are they going to think about that? I don't know. I don't think that should be the first fight of your game. Maybe once players understand how armor and stuff works in your game, then you can throw something like that in there. Damage. So is he the one with the healing stuff? Yeah, like a purple flower with the that's what we're fighting. Double slash? I don't see one. He does a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage! By raising allies' defense. I don't know which, like, I assume this is SP because this is CYP, but it's just weird that this one's labeled and that one's not. So it's like, I'm 90% sure that's what, that's SP, but the other ones are clear about what they are, but this one's not clear. So there's that 10% where it's like, I don't know, maybe there's something else. Gonna die. I don't know. Shield yourself. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, what happened to your music? It just fades out. It just ends. It's not a proper loop. Come on, man. What's that? You gotta loop the music. Just fade out like that. Oh. Oh, it's dead. Level 3, hooray! Yeah, once again, it feels like the darks are just a little bit too dark. Oh, that camera smoothing is just fucking smooth. There's a dead girl over here. You even got... Are those dynamic shadows? No, they're not dynamic because they don't... Oh, actually, they do move. Look at that! Look, you got this fancy fucking lighting. You got those dynamic shadows just shifting around. That's pretty cool. I'm Alexander. I've been told that I'm supposed to fight Boris tonight. You? If you don't, sorry, it just cracks me up sometimes anyways. Just head up those stairs. Music's really loud. Oh, it's loud for you guys too. What happened to the mixing? Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what this boss is and then we're gonna end it. In fact, I'm just gonna kind of skip through the dialogue. So sorry. Boris emerged. He's naked and also just looks like a teenager. Alright, anyways, right on. Yeah, let's finish with that. Let's switch over to this camera. Bye-bye. Alright, dime a dozen. Well, it's getting a 0 for... Oh, shit, I didn't even check if, there was, I didn't even check if there was an options menu. Does it save automatically? I don't think there's an autosave, is there? Oh, that was like the end, huh? Oh, that's not like a save. Oh. Well, oh well. I was gonna check to see if there's any sort of options menu. I don't think there is, because it's a VX Ace game, so you have to, like, program that yourself. Yeah, 0. Clarity, yeah. Yeah, it gets a 0 for clarity, too. It gets... Because, like, that first battle, like, I don't know, there's just, I just hit F1. Yeah, but that... I've fucked with this before. First of all, that's not an in-game options menu, right? I can't just access... I have to know this key, which, by the way, I'm pushing F1, which, if you want clarification on that, like, I don't know, if you're a doubter, you don't believe me. It switches cameras, but see, F1, right? And we're not getting anything here. Nothing's coming up, Chief. Which even still, like, if we... So yeah, I'm aware of the engine. I'm aware that there's some sort of... One of these key combinations will pop up some sort of, something. And it will give me some options. I've played with those before in previous VX Ace games, and it never did anything for me. But let's assume that I don't know anything about the engine. And, as a player who doesn't know anything about the engine, and I want to adjust some settings, your game never told me how to do that. There's not like a little pop-up box that says push F1 to open settings or anything like that. only works when you have player control. That's not very good. Yeah, I don't think that's a good exception for options menu. There should be an easily accessible options menu from within the game. So yeah, I don't know, man. It gets a 0 from me for accessibility. And honestly, I mean, let's face it, the options menu is probably not going to have rebindable keys anyways. And that's the bare minimum. It is crazy to think that I have been so generous with the accessibility point, that basically, if you are an RPG Maker game, I don't give this exception to non-RPG Maker games. If you are an RPG Maker game, you at least must have... All you have to do to get the point in accessibility is have rebindable keys. And yet, look at all these fucking zeros. Is the easiest point to get. There is literally a free plugin, part of one of the most commonly used plugin packs, that everyone has it, everyone uses it. Basically, the engine, at least MV, is considered useless without it, without this plugin pack, and it comes free with the plugin pack. And yet, no one fucking uses it. Use fucking Yonfly's keyboard config. Sorry, you don't use MV, so it doesn't matter to you. I'm going off on a tirade here on everyone else in this list who is using MV. You download Yonfly shit, and you don't use the free fucking plugin. Hey, by the way, it comes free with RPG Maker MV. If you go to the DLC folder, if you bought RPG Maker MV from Steam, and you go to the DLC folder, and you go to the plugins that come with your download, it is literally in your download folder. You don't even have to go to Yonfly's website. It is in your download folder. You just have to copy and paste it into your game. Costs you no money. All you have to do is enable it in your plugin manager, and it works. It's that simple. There's no configuration you need to do with it. It is the easiest fucking thing to set up. It's free and part of the most used plugin package for MV. And yet, look at all of these fucking zeros. How? It is crazy to me. Anyway, sorry. Rant. It's been a long time since I've gone off on a fucking keyboard config rant. It's been building up inside of me. I haven't done it in such a long time. I just gotta fucking say it. Anyways, clarity was 0 because I didn't know what to do on that boss. I had to require the dev to tell me what to do. Yeah, and honestly, there was no tutorial or anything. I think my opinion on tutorials is obviously there are people who hate them. They can feel really hand-holdy. That's why you should give an option to disable them or skip them. But you should still have them, especially when it comes to JRPGs, because a lot of JRPG stuff is very abstract. It's very numbers-based. There's not that... It's not technically physical because you're not actually there in the real world, but you don't get that immediate feedback of press right trigger, gun go boom, you don't have that kind of feedback. So, you have to have someone kind of make you more aware of those more nuanced abstract ideas. I think JRPGs, it's pretty important to have a good tutorial. And I would also say that your player's kit is pretty important. You're going to be using that kit for the rest of the game. And so I think having some sort of fight that is like a sandbox fight where basically the stakes are very low, it's very non-threatening, the player doesn't feel like they need to fight to survive, they have a chance when they don't feel the pressure of keeping themselves alive. They can explore, oh, well, my attack does this much damage, but that guy's attack does that much damage. Oh, this skill does that, and this skill does that, and so on and so forth. It gives them a safe place to explore their kit. So add that with a nice little tutorial, and your players can feel confident about the game that they are playing. Anyways, yeah. Clarity, it's a 0. I'll be nice, I'll give you a point for balance. Steaks, not that kind of steak. I'll give you a point for balance. There wasn't that much fighting to really judge what the balance should be. But it felt a little bit intense for the first fights, but it wasn't impossible. As someone who didn't know the skills and didn't know the kit and all of that, I was able to survive, so I'm going to say the balance is just fine. Yeah, I'm going off of I'm losing my sanity here, going off of my rants. I'm now sweating up a storm. We got to turn up the fan. Get a little bit more air moving. Alright, there we go. Do I get a steak point? Steak is not part of my chart, but we can pretend. Sure, you got a steak point. It's only zeros and ones. Unique identity. It's more unique than, you know, your RTP fare. Your previous one, did I give you a point for uniqueness? No, I didn't think so. Everyone gets a 7. D7 is basically the IGN of RPG Maker games. Anything less than a 7 and it's not possible. 7 is a bad game on D7 scale. I don't know, like 80s, like the 80s thing. I don't know how this like 80s nostalgia has stayed in the cultural zeitgeist for so long. Like, it was present before Blood Dragon, but when did Blood Dragon release? Far Cry Blood Dragon. No, well, whatever. It knew what I was talking about. 2013. So at least a decade, but like the 80s nostalgic thing was like even before 2013. I don't know how or why this thing is stuck around for so long. I mean, don't get me wrong, some synthwave stuff is cool, but it's just, it feels so overplayed. I don't know, man. It's just one man's opinion, but it's like, yeah, the 80s stuff is cool, but I've just seen it so much for the past more than a decade now. It's weird that there's like people who never even lived during the 80s who feel nostalgic towards the 80s. I mean, that's kind of the thing that's always gotten me, is like, you know, it's like 80s stuff is cool, but it's there's no nostalgia to it for me, because I didn't grow up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it the point. Yeah, I don't know. 10,000 yen for groceries is definitely unique. Yeah, Wrath, we've had 80s hype for a while. Yeah, and it keeps going. It keeps going. Like, what? There's the Destiny thing that just like launched that was like 80s. Destiny Lightfall, what is it? I don't play this game, but I know so much about it. Because this is not the first time I've referenced this game on my stream. And yeah, it was. Like, this just released not so long ago, and it's like doing like 80s hype thing too. And it's like, it just keeps going. When will it stop? Why won't it stop? Anyways, it keeps going because everything keeps getting worse. What is this quote? I heard this great quote the other day. It was something like, people think there's only two ways that the human race will end, either from self-destruction or from a global catastrophe like global warming. But there's actually a third death to the human race, which is the singularity of nostalgia, where we miss every step that we just took. We're longing for the last step that we just took. is a great quote. I wish I could remember the quote properly. But it's just kind of... Yeah, Stranger Things as well. It's just kind of that idea where it's like... It seems like... Death by nostalgia. Death by nostalgia is just an ever-encroaching problem. People don't want new things because they're rather long for their childhood than look to the future. Everyone's depressed. The world is ending. Everything's going to hell. So let's just long for the past instead of try to find a fix for the future. Anyways. Show some mercy. Nah, D7, that's for your stream, not my stream. Mr. D7's the one. I saw one of the comments. On 3000 are still into the 80s. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure Futurama like called that. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of episode that has like 80s nostalgia in it, and you know Futurama is set in the year 3000. So, yeah. Anyways, I saw someone in the comments on the last podcast episode, Mr. D7. Someone said that Mr. D7's trying to direct the podcast in a more positive direction, but Mr. Orc is always the one who's like, nah, I'm not buying that. No, it's still shit. It's still bad. Mr. D7 is the glowing light of positivity in the sea of cynical gamers. If only I could feel as positive and as bright as Mr. D7. If only. I honestly think the D7 Mr. Orc is a good chemistry, though. You gotta have a balance there. So you have someone who's the cynic, and you have someone who's the positive man. You have the extreme on both sides, and in the end, you get a nice balance. And then you have the third guy there who's like... doesn't fucking say anything. Anyways, it's like sinking into a hot bath. They're all right. I like the season 2 of. I feel like since the first time I watched it and I made the terrible stream, like calling them out, which was a disaster and a terrible idea that I had. But either way, it doesn't matter. I know that I was wrong about that, but also. There's been some huge improvements, I think, on that podcast. It feels so much better, except there's still like a third wheel in there. It was kind of weird in the podcast. But D7 and Orc is a good team. I like that the chemistry there. He was just happy to be there. Sure, if you say so. He doesn't come off as being happy to be there. He kind of comes off as like, I just want this to be over with. Anyways, okay, I do have some stuff to talk about. The drama title is totally clickbait, by the way. It's because I have some games that look pretty moody and drama-like today. So and drama always drives clicks, so that's why it's in the title. They have 2/3 guys. It's 2/3, right? Anyways, so for my just talking section, I wanted to talk about my previous stream. Obviously, we have a lot of folks here who were not there. No problem with dime a dozen. No. This is about my previous stream. So last time I had played this game, Wonder Girl Nekoashi Otome. Which was this game that I didn't get it at all. We had a fan of this game show up in the comments and leave an essay for me to read, and I did read it. I should start a podcast where I tell people off for doing things I disagree with. I think there's a lot of those. Seems to be a lot of angry people who disagree with people and feel like the only way to disagree with someone is to tell them that they're wrong and they should go kill themselves. We can't just like healthily disagree with each other. We can't say, well, you have your opinions and I have my opinions, and that's what makes us unique. No, instead it's I think that you are completely wrong. You're a terrible person. You should have never been born, and I think you should go die. I have no anger in my... That's exactly how it goes, too, right? Because it's always the people who are like, no, I'm not going to be around all this negativity. I'm a really positive person, and I think that you're just being really negative, and I'm super positive. I'm the most positive people. I only preach positivity here. We're all about positivity. I'm just happy and positive and filled with love, and I think you're wrong, and you should go kill yourself. It's like this fucking fake positivity that I see so much. It's so stupid, man. Sorry, anyways. Anyways, so the drama that we're talking about is that I had a fan of this game leave a comment and basically let me know that I was wrong about the game. So I was saying that this game, this Neko Ashi Otome, whatever. Briefly recap, it was actually a game that released back in 2008. It was an RPG Maker XP game, and it was only released for free, mind you, in Japan. However, the version that I played recently released on Steam by a group that is translating that's translating this author's works, because apparently he's done many of them, and that was one of my first mistakes too, that this is actually a game this is a sequel to a long-running series, so obviously I didn't get any of the backstory to any of that, because this was my first experience with this game. So anyways, that's the backstory on this game, and so the person was telling me, like, when I was playing it, it felt more like a visual novel. It called itself a JRPG, but the entire time, literally the entire time, it was just dialogue. You can see here in like the little thumbnail preview when I scroll through it, you can just see that it's just dialogue. I think at the end I finally had a chance to kind of walk around, but there was no combat or anything. It was just walking around, talking to people and picking up stuff, and then it was just right back to more talking. So it basically played like a visual novel, and the writing I felt was really bad. And so this person came in here and just basically explained that let me just read it, because they're gonna phrase it better than I can. I feel like I went in the worst possible. We're going to ignore that. So, yes, everybody talks silly. That's part of the game. It's basically making fun of bad writing in media and spinning jokes around that. And if that's what the dialogue made you think of, good. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Again, it's totally fair if that's not your cup of tea. The Talket series, that's this game series, has a huge lore established that dictates how the characters behave, and the game constantly back references the previous entries. So I can't blame you for not knowing or understanding why the pawns, one of the characters, behave like cartoons of stereotypes, or the way Pucci, Ago, Chu, etc. act. But what I really found amusing were your comments regarding how Nekoashi acts and talks. You mentioned how you've written a similar character and how her lines were chosen deliberately without overdoing it, and contrasting it how she talks with how other folks talk around her. Then you mentioned how it feels like the author just wrote what they believe an elementary schooler would sound like, and how the characters around her sound like nonsensical. Oh boy, the irony, if only you knew. We're going to pause here. The game was just quirky little joke game. Herder, I was just pretending to be stupid. My games aren't bad, I'm just making fun of really bad games. True fact. So I will stop here. I want to go ahead and say this person is right here. It was wrong of me to say that, to assume that the author, the writer of this game, was just writing what they believed an elementary schooler sound like. What did I specifically say? Because again, I probably phrased it better down here. Let's see. Yeah, obviously I was smooth-brained and had a lot of commentary. And had a lot of the commentary the game was making go over my head. I also think it was just presumptuous to assume the writing was not carefully considered as my own game's writing. So yeah, that was the point I wanted to make. It's pretty presumptuous of me to assume that the writing in this game was not as carefully considered as my own. just because someone doesn't get the writing doesn't mean it wasn't carefully considered. It just means that that person didn't get it. So yeah, I will admit fault there. I didn't get it, and I had a bad take on that. So I'm here to correct my bad take on it. Even though I didn't get it, that doesn't mean it was bad writing. It just meant that it was just I didn't get it. So anyways, continuing on, you see Nekoashi Otome, the girl you considered was laying it on thick, is in fact an 18-year-old woman with mental retardation. In the literal sense, she stopped counting after 8, and that's why she gives that age. So that was one of the things in the game. Was that she would always tell people, like someone asked her, like, how old are you? And she'd say 8. So I actually, now that he's explained this, I actually kind of think that's kind of funny, actually. So because she doesn't know. So she just doesn't know past the number 8, so she just says 8. Anyways, the reason she talks like that and seems to be a random girl is simply because that's who she really is. The game never tells you this until you're halfway through it, without ever putting any emphasis, positive or negative, on who she is. In fact, everyone else around her is younger, and since they're practically animals, she's much older than a lot of other characters. The reason you are unable to realize this until the game tells you is because everyone else is acting equally silly. Which, I will say, maybe that's bad writing, but also maybe that just goes back to all this previous game that I never played before the previous games. In contrast, characters like the Groom and Nekojita seem pretty dumb considering they're more mature mentally until they also grow up as characters in their in-game arcs. Nekoashi isn't the first mentally challenged character in gaming history, but this game is one of the few that neither makes her useless and someone who must be protected, nor does it overemphasize her condition, except when it's revealed. I thought the way her condition is presented and treated in the game was fairly positive, even rare. Anyways, from there, he kind of just says that I should give the game another chance. My response to that is I'm not going to give the game another chance. I think it's kind of an interesting concept. He kind of got me with, the character, like, being unable to count, and it's about her mental condition and all that. Like, that, okay, it's a little bit interesting. But there's still the matter of all of this dialogue. I gave the game 30 minutes, and it was still just talking. And maybe now that I get it, it might be easier to enjoy some of the dialogue. But when I was playing it, the dialogue wasn't that enjoyable. And it was just talking. There was practically no gameplay. So I'm not giving the game another chance. It's just a game that doesn't interest me. Maybe a cool concept. But it's not... I don't think it's the kind of game I'm interested in. So, anyways, that's basically what I wanted to address there, is that I did an oopsie with this game. I clearly misunderstood it, but also I think it still gets the same score that I have here. It's because, this score is more like practical kind of stuff and not necessarily how much I enjoy it. So, yeah. Anyways... this is the game, Wonder Girl Nekoashi Otome. If it sounds interesting to you, I'll try to remember to actually... I didn't think about re-linking this game in the description, but if I remember, since I've talked about it here, after the stream, I'll try to remember to put the link down in the description again. So if you're interested in this story about this girl, then you can play it yourself, and you can tell me if it's actually that interesting of a game or not. So, anyways, that was the thing I wanted to talk about. So, this is an aggressively wholesome moment. Mad props, big respect, easy. Thanks, Iron. It's not the first time I've had to admit when I have been wrong. I've tried to make this clear to some devs who have gotten angry at me in the past. If I have misrepresented a game at all, I am more than happy to go on stream and clarify that I did an oopsie. Because, especially during these streams, let's face it, I'm drinking alcohol. It's kind of late at night, so clarity is not my forte. So yeah, it happens. So if Dev is frustrated with some of the things I said, I will gladly on the next stream take some time to say, "Whoops." And it's not the first time I've done that, because it's happened in the past. I wish more devs would actually just say, hey, yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a mistake. Do you think you could say something about that? Instead of, kind of blowing up at me. To be fair, that doesn't happen all the time, but there's been a few games, one game in particular that shall not be named, that did start a whole drama because the dev just didn't like what I had to say. I think I had told that dev a couple of times, if I was wrong about anything, please tell me so I can issue a correction. But he never actually said what it was I was necessarily wrong about, so I'm pretty sure he was just upset that I didn't like his game. Which was weird because his game was actually really popular. So it's like, why can't you appreciate the thing that you have? Your game is really popular, lots of people are loving it, and yet you are so focused on the one guy that doesn't like it. People need to learn to appreciate what they have instead of focus on the things that they don't have, I guess. My dude is just trying to give his honest opinions in the moment. Imagine putting your game out there and being upset because of feedback. I only make garbage. I will be fair. So like, there's, I don't know if I left this in the comment on Mr. D7's podcast, because I left a pretty long comment there, mostly just critiquing the game that they were talking about. But I left a few thoughts about just the podcast as a whole. And I remember thinking this, and I don't remember if I put in the comment or not, but it was like, when you're making feedback, it helps if the feedback is more directed towards the game instead of addressing your feedback towards the developer. And sometimes in the podcast, I felt like oftentimes the criticisms were not directed towards the game, but instead directed towards the developer instead. And one of the reasons why, if I didn't post that there, if I didn't post it, is because I do the same thing too, especially when we're in the moment. It's very easy to want to talk more personally to the person behind the product rather than talking to the product itself. But the problem is when you do that, when you talk to the person, it does make it feel personal. So I can understand that the feedback is valuable, and I think some people may be able to understand that feedback is still valuable, but it's difficult when it feels like the person is attacking you, that you don't focus on the feedback you're getting, but instead you're focusing on the fact that you're being attacked. So it's not that they are upset because of getting feedback, they feel upset because they feel like they're being attacked. So it's I was gonna say something else. Fuck, I lost it. Man, this is the thing. You get the beer, you get the late night, and then the train of thought just go. Anyways, yeah, it's I understand how it can go that way. And some people, this is what I wanted to say. I do think it takes a pretty strong person to be able to separate basically separate the words from the feedback, right? Because all of the directing criticism towards a person, that's just the words. But there's still that foundation of probably really good feedback in there. So it's a matter of taking all of that directed words at you, getting rid of that, ignoring that, and just listen to what's underneath all of that. And when you listen to that, then it's much easier to take the feedback. I will admit that Mr. Orc had gotten under my skin when I had done my beta test. And that's again for what I was just talking about, because often it felt like it also, I will say, it also felt a little bit more personal because, well, Mr. Orc and I talk regularly. We're pretty friendly with each other, so to me it's like I felt like he was a friend. And so when he started addressing me directly instead of the game, it can start to feel like a personal attack. I took some time to think about things, and I separated the words from the feedback and realized he's right. It's like it might have been presented poorly, but that doesn't change the fact that it was still good feedback. And so I realized, again, I was wrong. And so, obviously, here's Mr. Orc. We're friends. I've helped him out with his game. He's helped me out with my game. We're buddies. So that was a good learning experience for me. And that's why I'm saying is it's very easy for, I think, any developer, especially when it's just one person who's working on these projects and you work on it for so long. It's so easy for feedback to be misinterpreted as a personal attack. So I'm not necessarily blaming people for getting upset, but obviously the world would be a little bit nicer if they didn't also just explode on me and have to go through essay-long comments where also they kind of sick their whole fan base on me, and then I get a bunch of dislikes on the video, which is great for engagement on the video, but even still, it's like it's not really the kind of engagement I want. So, in an ideal world, things wouldn't have to turn out that way. But I also understand why it can turn out that way sometimes. I need to use the toilet. I have another beer waiting for me as well, because this one's almost finished, not quite. Actually, let's just finish that right now. There we go. So I'm gonna use the toilet, grab my other beer, be back. We'll continue on with the next game. Next game's pretty interesting as well. This was a viewer submission as well. Well, actually, so is Dime a Dozen. Anyways, let's get some fiddle music going. What are we gonna listen to? Oh, it's not on shuffle. We need shuffle. That's the one we're listening. Oh, it's a new one too. I'm always getting drunk. You just don't join the streams often enough. Be right back. Alright. Alright, so the next game that I have So this was a random submission. Someone had contacted me from the email that I have linked to my YouTube account. I feel pretty bad actually because I actually don't check that email a lot. It's not my main email because obviously I don't really want like trolling bots to web crawlers. I don't really want them to like use my main email, so it's not my main email, and I don't check it that often. So I feel kind of bad. I think he's actually sent me the Steam key for this game. I don't know, probably like maybe a month or two ago. And I just forgotten to check that email for a while, and I checked it and I was like, oh shit, man, hey, sorry about that. The key was still valid, so redeem the game, and I was like, yeah, I'll download it and play it on stream, and here we are. This comes from a Ukrainian developer, so stay safe out there, buddy. Hopefully you're not anywhere close to the front lines. And this is Piero's Pilgrimage. So, looks like a pretty interesting game. I could also see this going not very well. It's got a unique art style, that's for sure. You can't see it. Let's bring it up. There it is. It's got a unique art style for sure. And it's kind of the art style that caught my attention. I really like the dithering effect on these like gradients. Oh, Mr. Yodak is the dev. Well, there we go. Mr. Yodak is the developer of Piero's Pilgrimage, and good to know that you're safe. Yeah, so it's a cool art style, like the dithering on it. So it caught my attention pretty well, because of course art styles like this are gonna catch my attention better than the standard RTP stuff. Let's see. Hello, do you want to play something easy but different? This game is like a walk in a strange park. But also, you can speak with people in the park. Don't worry, they are behind the screen. They're not real. They can't hurt you. They cannot fall in love with you. Oh, that's a shame. Very nice and chill experience. All new, Piero's Pilgrimage RPG is a squinky video game adventure where you walk a dog character. Features no comedy. I like that's a selling point. It's a selling point. There's no comedy here, but a lot of puns and bodily fluid discussions. No music, plenty of sound effects. No violence, but some itty bitty death and destruction. No plot, but some schizophrenic ramblings. Looks like it from not real characters. No gameplay loop, but a more than 200 screens of virtual unique worlds to explore, some mazes, minigames, some unique bits and mechanics. I don't know why, but you talked about like the no plot kind of thing, and like it made me think of Queen and who else? There's another band, Queen and someone else like made their own game, but it was more like a virtual experience. They actually made an album for this virtual experience, and you kind of just like go around this 3D space and just like look at stuff. And I don't know, this no gameplay loop with 200 screens of virtual unique worlds, I don't know, that was just like the first thing that came to mind was Queen's game. So anyways, yeah, let's fire it up. Let's pause the music. So, although you did say on the store page that there is no music, so maybe I should, maybe it's a bring your own soundtrack kind of thing. Anyways, let's check the options. Look at that! Key input. It's not Yawnfly's thing, but it's still, it's fine. I actually kind of like this, actually. Like, it's really chunky, don't get me wrong. You could definitely fit more information on this one screen. But I do like that it reacts like a normal, key mapping. Like, my one complaint with Yawnfly's keyboard config is that it is so ugly and so jank. Like, you select the key and then you assign what that action is. That, like, what is with this weird setup? I'm very tempted to actually commission someone to make like a proper modern key rebinding plugin. And now that Chaucer is actually helping me, you know, do plugins and stuff, it's great having someone that's affordable, easy to communicate, and works fast. That it's like, it feels like the sky's the limit. If I have an idea, I could just be like, yo, Chaucer, whip this up for me, and be like, got it, bro. Anyways, yeah, this responds like a more proper, like, key rebinding thing. So, except, oh, now that I changed down, okay, it's a little awkward. There. Alright, we got WASD. Or in this case, it's WSAD. WASD. So one thing I do appreciate about Yawnfly's keyboard config is you can have dual configurations, dual keybinds. You can have WASD and arrow keys. Anyways, there we go. That's fine if I need to remap anything else. How's the volume, by the way? Quiet. Not that there's a lot to listen to, but might as well listen to whatever is present. I don't know if these options are going to be used at all, because it sounds like it's just a walk around and look at stuff kind of game. Oh, there was some music. Just a little fanfare, though. I have a cake? Aw, come on, man. The little RTP bubble. You have like a little custom menu here to select stuff. Through like a character cursor sprite that you created in a separate map. It's pretty neat. I don't know what any of this is. It's one tet. I guess that's what it is. 2 tet. 3 tet. Oh. I was pressing escape to try to leave this. Egress. Is that quit? We can save. That's not even a save sound. Yeah, it's like, I assume none of these are important, so it's kind of like, you couldn't delete. I feel like you should just delete them. I think that there's somewhere that's like a simplified menu plugin that you can get. Oh, txt. I see. 1.txt. Yeah, Wrath got it. I'm just dense. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you can get like simplified menu screens, player menu, where it's just like these options here and that's it. You don't have to have the like status screen. But I tried the reason why that brought up is because I was trying to exit this menu here. Oh, the sun is the exit. That's kind of wacky. So what's this? You can definitely do the press escape to exit, by the way. You just like on this map, you just have a parallel event that's waiting for the player to press the back key. And then you tell it what to do with the conditional branch. Like, they push the back key, that'll take them back to here. So what does the duck do? Speaking of schizophrenia, this is some schizophrenic art. Holy shit. You don't need to be an artist to do this. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Your beak is so perfect, even the hydrogen peroxide wouldn't hurt it. Your feathers are as white and soft as an 8-layer toilet paper. Your eyelash pixels pierce right through my strobing heart. Oh, I like that. That's a unique way of highlighting who's speaking. I've in the past talked about just using the dimming effect. I think even in the previous stream I was talking about in a game where they didn't do anything to indicate which bust is talking. And you know, the standard that you see in most games is to just dim whoever is not talking and brighten whoever is speaking. But that's pretty creative. They don't just brighten up, but they also embiggen. The world is becoming an Arctic prison. I am stuck with you as securely and ordinary as geometric axiom. What the fuck is this? Sounds AI generated. It sounds like ChatGPT 1.0 AI generated. Like, not the modern ChatGPT that, you know, is writing fake fucking articles everywhere. Not that ChatGPT. Now, this is like the 1.0 version, the beta GPT. I want something authentic. Why can't you become a screw and screw off? Fuck it. Make me a skew. Why this is such a fuss? Baby, chill. All that you are. All that you... That's a fucking cinematic org. I was literally listening to them before the stream. I can prove it. I can... right here. Library. Right there. Cinematic orchestra. Look. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's the song title is All That You Give, but the lyrics are like all that you give, all that you give, all that you are. Anyways, fuck it. Yeah, I just read that. What about cute little guys? They smell pretty nice. That's because you don't shit on my natural emotions like you. I feel like I'm reading to AI speak. What the fuck is this? That's a Hitler quote, actually? Oh. And they don't make shitty pies with shit in them that I myself personally shitted in with my personal poop. Bronislav. Is there some Ukrainian slang in here that I'm not gonna get? Bronislav. Did you really do that? My name's Piero. It's not your name. Not really. Right on. That was a strange interaction. I guess I can't... Oh. Well, why was he grumpy about that? I thought he was telling me that he can't go that way. Would actually be a nice indicator, honestly. If there's something that looks like someone would want to interact with it, but you can't, giving that little cobweb, I think would be a good, like, indicator that, oh, I can't do that. Alright, let's check 1.txt. When making a dough, it's always good to keep in mind the context. Right on? You might claim that hard tooth-breaking plain dough is inedible nowadays, but it was travelers' favorite for millennia, as its dryness was a feature to prevent contamination. Even given a choice of soft bread on land, many sailors of the 17th century would still prefer hard tack. Even Aristotle describing bread baking, says a properly baked dough should not crack without a good smack. But the time is always... Try not to break your message box up across multiple message boxes. Or try not to break your sentence up across multiple message boxes. Changing! The cakes, the pies, the muffins were born. What once was a satiary maker now is more. An experience of the uncooked broken ramen noodles straight from the package. Fashion statement of the voodoo donuts Status symbol of a sourdough, company culture of cookies in the office, flesh of a god in the host, pizza as a symbol of the generation, national pride of Hakapuri. Hakapuri. What are the new horizons of the dough? What is this? I don't know to hate it or find it kind of endearing. It's insane consistency that makes it endearing. But also it's utter nonsense, which also makes it not. It makes me hate it. Another important aspect is the substance of a pie. Many pies in many cultures like to restore the place of the actual animal. Many pies in many cultures like to restore the place of the actual animal innards in some gritty symbolic order. The fruit pie is also very loved and enjoyed in some fascist way. It tries to direct and preserve the nature of a fruit in a pleasantly simple manner. It's nonsense. Describing fruit and pies as fascist fucking got me. It's so stupid. In some fascist way. Pies, you heard it here first, folks. Pies are fascists. One of the more modern inventions is whipped cream, which usually includes some kind of oil and sugar and, of course, air. The war between air and oil creates a wonderful structure to present sugary sweetness. It's hard not to acknowledge the intense pureness of its extreme artificiality. I gotta get rid of my fruit now. Look, is this going to be a repeat of my last fucking stream with the game that I was just talking about before this section? The Nekoashi or whatever Wonder Girl thing? Is this going to be another game where I have some fan come into my comment section and leave me a fucking essay explaining how I didn't understand the deepness of all of this? Because I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, I'm reading this as lol wacky random words of a fucking madman, but actually it's the most artistically deep shit out there, and I'm just too fucking dumb, too smooth brain, too soup for brain right now to understand the depths that I'm reading. Sometimes I, in a lowercase I, think to myself there is so much shit and people just eat it. I can attest to that. I am one of those fans who like to eat shit. McDonald's always tastes like home. I can certainly make pies better than that. If it wasn't that thought, maybe I wouldn't make pies at all. But my pies are not perfect either. They're fascists, that's why. There always is a discrepancy between something I imagined the pie to become and the resulting pie. That sounds like me and trying to draw. Sometimes even the better features emerge, but no matter how hard I try, the pie in my head is always exclusively mine, even though resulting pies are serviceable or even pleasant, by some accounts, half of the time. I, again in lowercase I, was also never in love with my own pie. The pies I love are alien to me in some ways. I love the thought of my pies being loved by some aliens too. Is this nonsense? My 7th pie is 10 months in the making. I should bring it to the pie testing machine in the sky. It's like pies are like an allegory for game making. Although 7 games, 10 months. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm saying that this. Well, it's 10 months in the making for this 7th pie. So we're only about, would say, less than a third of the way through game development, I think. Or pie development. Piero was
holding a pie, I think, at the start of the game. So I assume his pie crusts are hard and rigid pie crust. And he uses fascist fruits to make his pie. I think that's what I've gathered from this story. Is there anything else I can interact with in here? I interacted with the Hitler duck, the fascist pies, and that's nothing. Okay, I guess that's everything here. Oh my gosh, the timer. How long? Okay, we're gonna make it 25 minutes because I had forgotten the timer. All right, what's the eyeball doing? Who am I? They ask me, who am I? Can you believe it? Look at this. Schizophrenic is the best word. I'm glad you used that word in the store description, because I have no other way of describing this line art other than schizophrenic. There's and I just remembered to restart the timer. I want to pause it. There's an artist. It was fascinating. God, I don't remember the name. He really liked to draw cats, but it's interesting because he would draw these cats all the time, but he slowly developed, like, he became more and more psychotic. What is it? Schizophrenic cat painter. And like his later Louis Wayne, and like his later artworks are just nuts to look at, as he was at his most severe of psychosis. Yeah. Like, it just deteriorated from looking like normal cats into just unhinged nonsense. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that. Although his line work still makes sense, at least. Like, there's shapes there, it's not just scribbles. Yeah, anyways. Let's get back to the game. What did Wrath say? My 7th game is 10 months in the making. I should bring it to the great RTP podcast in the sky. We should all give our games to RTP. By the way, maybe Mr. Yodak here. I don't know. Do we still have D7 and Orc here? You guys should maybe consider this game for the podcast. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. This doesn't seem like your kind of game at all. A little too artsy. My girlfriend... Sorry. Okay, I didn't finish reading this, and I can see some nice, unexpected responses in there. Who am I? They ask me, who am I? Can you believe it? My girlfriend has a D cup, and they ask me that trash. What answer they expect? Carpenter, DJ, pie baker. I like the consistency with the pie theme going on. I've heard they plan to build 1,000 plateaus. In that economy, I bet they budgeted 100, and what we would have is like 10. 7 accessible by selling your soul and 3 private ones. Whatever, I think in the ocean is already a true anarchy. Anytime you piss or shit, it goes straight into your stepfather's gills. Graffiti just grows by itself. Everything smells kind of funky. Haha, next time I will lubricate you and put you right up my nostril. I swear to God, this is written by a fucking AI, and like one of the really early chat AIs, like the racist chat AI from Microsoft. I ran away from stepfather, I ran away from grandmother, I ran away from the hair, and I can surely run away from you. What is this, like novel AI? I think I don't know if they've updated their AI process, but novel AI existed before ChatGPT became, you know, a thing that even my mom knows about. And novel AI would just spit out some of the biggest fucking nonsense. And I think it feels like this game was written with novel AI. Garbage activated. I have activated garbage. Can I go into the ocean? I can. This is where the piss and shit goes. Into my great-grandfather's... Was it grandfather or great-grandfather's gills? And there's a fire down here. I don't know. I feel like this needs some sort of fucking unhinged soundtrack. I would offer to try to write something, but I don't think I can write something unhinged enough to fit with this. Very ocean. Have you been sorted yet? I think you look like a cool guy. We have a law here. Every cool guy gets a free radio set and a 5,000 watt flashlight that are always on. It bothers everyone. Think again. I had 3 PS in my pants this night. I had 3 PS? Do not cool me, Spinoza. You can't confuse me with those limb pretzels. I came here to swim forever, not to be digitized once. Just use the Bubsy 3D. Hang on, can we look that up? Can we get that in the background? I know, like, I have my own soundtrack, my own game soundtrack. We could totally play Fiddle soundtrack, but hear me out. We could play my music, or we could do Tridium's idea. We could listen to good music, or we could listen to the unhinged musical productions of a madman. So far, I think you... Donkey Kong Country level song. Water level song. That actually is also a good idea, but I don't know. I think Tridium's idea feels appropriate for this game. Yeah, I don't think I can write music like this. Yep, think again. I had 3, you can't confuse me with those, yeah, okay. Who never judged and who never wanted? Let's see, let's get the music volume just right. Make it like it's just part of the game. It's quite loud, huh? There we go. I think that's about right. Who never judged and never wanted to be a judge is now the biggest judge. The ultimate judge rises when judges get the judgment. If you get married, you wouldn't fall that much. I think that's the advice my mother gave me. Probably. Alea Jack Test. I'm glad you put the translation here. I wouldn't have put it past this game to just throw nonsense gibberish in there and never explain. 2 days past to Rubicon, please. That's not actually the translation. Never mind. I probably should have read the whole thing before saying that. It is still nonsense. Ars longa vita brevis est. Latin, you are too short, so I'll take all money you got and you may pass just today. He did actually take all the money that I have. So he's not lying about that. I hope I didn't need to use that money. I guess we'll find out. Can I go this way? What's over here? A giant face and Oh. And, lady, I'm swimming inside. Is this a kink? Is this vor? Oh, there's even a puzzle. There's, like, actual gameplay here. That is... right on. Honestly, Tritium, I don't know if I could have asked for a better soundtrack for this experience. There we go, I caught him. There's a story about dancing bear that got shot and danced harder and harder till his heart stopped beating. You look like that bear, but your heart still works. Do you mind a piece of pie? Alright, mind you, I'm not a Dark Souls player. But if I remember correct, or was it Dark Souls or I don't know. It's one of the things that my friend is in love with that he talks to me all the time about the lore of, but I don't actually have any interest in those things. But because he tells me about the lore all the time, I know more about these things than I should. He loves Warhammer 40k, he loves Berserk, and he loves Dark Souls. So I don't remember which one this came from. It's one of those. But one of those has a dude that was so angry that even after he was killed, his body, after he was decapitated, I think, he continued to fight. And that's kind of like the dancing here. He was so down for cutting some rug that even after he was dead, he continued to cut rug. You look like that bear, but your heart still works. Do you mind a piece of pie? I like the consistency with pie. My own game does this. I've done this a lot in my writing, and I don't know why, but it's the consistency of referencing mundane items that seems to work so well at just tying the world together. In my terrible fucking book that you should never read, but I believe I still link in the video description, there's constantly references to eating pudding and rabbits. Not eating rabbits, but just rabbits in general. It would be weird if it was eating rabbits. In my current game, there are constant references to fish, particularly dead fish. There's no reason for it, but I do like the consistency that it does bring throughout the writing. You know it's a Fiddle game because they are talking about dead fish. Chill out, mice and men. Heart is for losers, horsey. Any child knows that play is nobler than work. Words of a scholar there. And the worth of a game is not the inherent in the game itself, but rather the value of which is put at risk. In a perfect world, the value at which that's put at risk is yourself, right? You have indie developers who pour their heart and soul into a game for way too long of a time, and so the risk is its failure. All that time spent on making the game could amount to nothing. So, in a perfect world, the value of that which is put at risk, which is all that time and money and effort spent making the game. But anyways, I'm trying to dissect schizophrenic ramblings. I don't know what I'm doing here. Each risk and reward for the same robs you from other risks and rewards for the same. Your game would put a harness on you faster than a narrow lane. Fuck off. Why is everyone rude? This is like fucking Microsoft's fucking AI before ChatGPT that just became racist. It just read too much fucking 4chan and Reddit and just like would become completely fucking unhinged. That's what I feel like I'm reading, where it's like you would just, like, a total nonsensical conversation, though not very angry, suddenly and dramatically shifts, like goes from 0 to 60 in less than a second. I'm not like you. I have the speed, the power. I'm good at games. The joy to identify, separate, isolate. The joy to identify, separate, isolate, influence, and reintegrate is mine to exercise. Tread lightly and watch me step. There's ice and you will slip. Watch where you step. You are walking into the endless dead end. Okay, and that's that. Alright, and this keeps going into... Is that the large colon? Okay, alright. There's a fingernail there. Right on. Can I talk to it? Is that just to look at the finger and fingernail? Can I go this way? No? Oh, there's something there. I don't... okay. Music is really bomb. Well, thank Tritium for that. This is the Bubsy 3D soundtrack, and it is... Yeah, it really enhances the experience, not gonna lie. I think this guy might be suffering from colon cancer or something. Intestine cancer. That's what I'm looking for, not colon. Is this Banjo-Kazooie? I don't even know. I think so. Probably. It's getting darker. Oh, that's gonna be good for my bitrate. Sorry if the video gets a little bit fuzzy. There's some effort put into this. Holy shit, man. We're back to Banjo-Kazooie in hell. For, like, utter nonsense, the video game, there's a surprising amount of effort. Holy shit, this goes back to Pineapple on Pizza, which I had played in a previous stream. Not an RPG Maker game. I think it was a Unity game, and it was nothing but a shitpost, and yet had, for a 10-minute shitpost game, had way too much effort put into it. I think WooTBM had put it best himself, where it's like, we really need more games like Pineapple on Pizza, where it is a short experience, but with a large amount of effort put into it. And it kind of feels like that's what this game is. It is just a high-effort shitpost. And the music makes it feel all the more like a shitpost. Well, ain't that the drizzling shits? This game is inventing all sorts of... The drizzling shits. That's a new word right there. Your heart's desires to be told gratitudes. We would skip that. And to skip the chasm, we would need the car wheel you're carrying around in that dough. Ugh, that actually was a pie stuffing, but I guess the solids have separated from the gas during impact into the rubbery donut. You can have it. There should be more in the pie school. Okay. I'm almost a little bit disappointed that these colored guys, the red guy and the blue guy here, don't have like the dithering effect everything else has. They have it here, though, as well as the just nonsense scribble line work. We got red? Let's go. Police can't stop a car with no brakes, and this is exactly what we have here. It would surely come to the next place it breaks. The suspension is hard too, so buckle up. Oh, and we have a car too with whole jumping it. Oh, I'm driving. Holy shit, there's gameplay? Actually, I have to wonder now. If I fail, what happens? Can I fail? Oh, no, I don't want to take that. Can I fail? Because this doesn't strike me as a game with like a game over. Okay, we reached the end. Bump and jump. Save is... yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't fail. So, I guess it's fine. Proper pie school. Panamed... okay. This is pure embarrassment. I feel vulnerable and worthless. It's not a law or divine omen, just another hurtful nomen. They didn't, like, join the party or something, did they? Alright. Waiting color burst signal obviously requires me to find and talk to all 7 goblins. There's actually, like, gameplay. Holy shit. Bible God said, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is to you shall be for meat. Not to put meat on trees, but I understand the confusion that might have happened. These school children read too much. They have read a book about bug pinning techniques and Sorry, am I too smooth-brained to read this fucking word? Misontologized my cap for an endoskeleton. I don't know what that is. This stream is peak comfy. I'm glad I was able to achieve that. I'm not sure how. This game is just out there. I don't have words for it. Mr. Yodak, I hope you are not staying safe. Also, haha, music is really bomb. Good joke. It just hit me, Mr. Ukrainian man. Anyways. Yeah, I hope you're staying safe. Not from the Russian threat, not from Putin. Mentally. See a therapist. I hope you're taking your meds. I think it would be terrible to wake up to the news that a Ukrainian game developer wound up, I don't know, fucking shooting up the downtown district of, I don't know, somewhere. I don't know any places in Ukraine. Other than Kiev, because that's the place that's been on the news because of Russia. Well, at least they didn't put you in the killing jar, even though their own jar has an airtight seal. I would actually really enjoy a nice jar to pass the river. Can you be my jar and take me home? I can even feel the ground. Just don't press me down with the weight of the world and hop in. This is cool. Fucking RTP, fucking fanfare. Important message from the Bugs Committee. If you got stuck and you can't break free, press 3. Press 3, press 3. Right now, press 3. We played with glue and it's all over the space. Press 3 for the ants to return you to safe place. Wait. Huh? Really? Wait, is that really like some sort of like... Is that like some sort of error handler? Or was that like a scripted event? What was that? Was that actually like some sort of built-in error handler that you have in the game, or was that... I'm so confused. There's glue everywhere. Huh? Oh, I can jump there, but I want to keep going. Can I not keep going forward? Oh, and I can't go left either. So that's, I guess I'll just go that way. Can I go this way? Oh, there's a green guy there. Can I talk to him? Am I gonna go this way? How do I talk to him? Do I need to be on that pipe? Okay, I can't go there. I can't go there. Oh, there we go, okay. I love this, the voidness, there's no end of it. There was a break at Frederick Gate, but I cannot see where it all goes. Not even a sign of a surface. Nothing is truly unsubstantial. Those pipes have weird collisions, so I thought to teach players how to escape those. Oh, okay. So if I press 3 now... Oh yeah, it teleports me back. Actually, that might have also saved me some time. Look at that, speedrunning strats. Ah, hell yeah. Ah, I implemented some speedrunning strats there and got out of there super fast. Let's not get lost in the maze again, though. So we got that one, and then I can go this way. Always trust in not trusting the cows. Okay, good to know. Oh. Oh, I like how it changes the sprite, too. Wow, that's really smooth, too. Like, I'd almost think that you actually do go into the, like, crop field. It's not a sprite change at all. It just almost looks like you actually go into it. It's actually really impressive. Oh. This is maybe not the peak of gameplay. Yeah, maybe one of the weaker points in this game so far. This is not the funnest. Am I missing some sort of hint system as to, like, where the paths are that I can actually go? Like, trying to find where I can even walk is just not really the funnest thing. Oh, man. You kind of lost me with this section. Like, I kind of liked the just complete unhinged nature of this game. But this, like, no way to identify how to like, I'm not even saying I need you don't trust the crows. feel like that's kind of a weak hint. But I guess I'm glad that there's a hint there. Can I use... Okay, cool. We can use that to just quickly get out. Can I go into this one too? Yeah, man, you lost me with this last section. Time's up anyways, so... I don't think I'm gonna... Oops. Okay, well, I guess... Alright, whatever. Alright, that's enough Bubsy. Thank you, Bubsy. Yeah, anyways. Okay, there's definitely some nice effort put into, like... Well, like, you had animations and stuff, and... I don't know. I'll give it the polish point. Accessibility, it gets the point, because I could actually rebind the keys. Clarity is a little bit iffy. I don't know how clear it needed to be, considering the type of game that it is. It's not like much information needs to tell the player. Well, for sure, I can give you the point on balance, since there's nothing to be balanced, really. And it's definitely unique. Either way, I mean, it's a commercial game, and you got a 5, which is basically means, yeah, this can be a commercial game, for sure. The clarity thing, if I'm thinking about it, a secret night shift build. You can if you want. I definitely recommend more folks do like closed betas. I think when you do open betas, like you get a lot of people who might download it, but anyways, we'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry, let's finish addressing the game. Like, I think I'm not going to give the clarity point, mostly just because of that last part, the maze. Like, the crows, I don't know if I would have ever guessed that the crows are hints. And there's also layers of interpretations. Not only do you have to figure out that the crows are giving you a hint, but you have to figure out that the crows are telling you to go the opposite way that they are going. So that's like double layers of interpretation. So I'm gonna have to say no on the clarity. I think there needs to be some sort of, like, you don't have to tell me like this is the path you go to get to the end. Like, it's supposed to be a maze, but you're making a maze way more difficult when I can't even see which way to go, like which way I can walk. Like, I don't even know which one's a wall and which one's a path. I just have to hug the walls and check every pixel for where I can go. And then finding my way back is basically impossible too, because obviously I can't see where I came from. So I don't know, if you wanted to keep it that way, where you can't see the path, I think at the bare minimum, you should at least, like, I don't know, like, show, like, the crops being, like, kind of knocked down from where you'd previously walked. So you at least know the path that you had used. You could see, like, where the crops have fallen or have been moved or whatever. So that way you know which path you've already taken. It's just a matter of finding the correct path. So I don't know. That last part was kind of the biggest disappointment out of what I had played. Despite it being unhinged nonsense, there's something about its consistent unhinged nonsense. And the polish that went around all that unhinged nonsense. Like, if this was just an RTP game, with that unhinged nonsense, I don't know if I would have found it quite as endearing as it was. It's sort of everything coming together around that unhinged nonsense that made it a fascinating experience. So, I don't know. I kind of like it, but that was also kind of a disappointing part to me. High effort nonsense, yes. And the high effort tied it together. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, so I think that's the score there. 5. Once again, before moving on to the next stream, the next game, I need to pee again. That's what happens when you drink a lot of beer, is you gotta pee a lot. So, I'm gonna do that, and then when I come back, I will say what I was saying to you, Iron Brew, about doing closed beta tests. But in the meantime, let's put on that fiddle soundtrack again. Be right back. So, yeah, as I was saying, so about the doing a closed beta. I feel like when you put it out publicly, like people don't have all the context, you know? When you do a closed beta, people reach out to you or you reach out to them, and when you're in contact with them, it's first of all, it's easier to keep them accountable about actually playing your game and making sure that they also deliver feedback as well. But then also, since you're in contact with them, you can make them aware of some shortcomings with your game as well. You can say, hey, this part's not finished, or I'm still trying to balance this, or whatever. Or you can say, hey, there's a bug here, so don't do this thing, or whatever, you know? You can just make people aware of that. Okay, yeah. Fair enough, you've gone through 5 closed alphas. I think that's a better way of doing it. Obviously, you know, that's what I did, since you also tested Fidel, which has definitely come a long way since whenever you had play tested. So yeah. Anyways. What's next? Here it is. Alright, next. The Anglerfish Project. This is kind of one of the games that made me title the stream the way that I titled it, talking about drama, because it looks like a very angsty, moody kind of game. Let's go ahead and pause the music. Anyways, yeah, so let's check out the Anglerfish Project. So, the Anglerfish Project. Drifting through the lonely abyss of space, Padraig must use his lifetime of experience of fishing and earthen oceans to help the Foundation catch and decipher communication packages that conceal themselves in the cosmos. We help the people is their motto, but is that their goal? Thankfully, Padraig has someone he can talk to, a makeshift decoding probe called Paul. Use a friendly probe, Paul, to fish for communication packages in the cosmos. Aim at an alteration in the sky and being careful of your strength, cast your fishing rod. You'll need to decrypt these hidden messages to help keep everyone safe. Good luck, Angler. I don't know why I struggled to read through that. That's what happens when you drink. Anyways, yeah, it looks like a moody game. I like that they have lots of GIFs showing off the game, and they separate the description itself is not very long, but they've also separated with these little headers between them. This is why I think all the games today, except for no, just 2 of the games, but a lot of the games here don't get a quality store page, and that's because they usually just give you a large wall of text. I didn't show the Dime of Dozen page very much at all since I started the stream off with it, but that was one of the things with Dime a Dozen where it's just like, it's just a wall of text and it's not really broken up. It's not very concise. It's filled with just, you know, a wall of information with like no headers to separate it. Even if there were headers separating it, I still think it would be too much information. No one's going to read all of that. And I've also mentioned in the past as well, the reason why I think, like, you can see some AAA games that, like, don't have, like, great storefronts. And that's okay. Because with those games, they're the ones that have a marketing budget. They're not trying to sell you on what their game is on the storefront. They're trying to sell you on what their game is through, you know, whatever influencers they market through, or whatever advertisements they make, or whatever the case is. That's where all of their marketing is coming from, not the store page. However, you as the indie developer, I think a lot of the people are going to be discovering your game through your store page. So as the indie developer, I think it's important for you, the small person, to make sure you have a compelling looking store page. It's more important for you to have a well-constructed store page. Because that's going to be your point of sale, is I think the marketing term, where you sell people on the idea and convince them that it's worth their hard-earned money to pick up your product. Alright, anyways, so that's my thoughts on that. Let's bring it up. This is a Unreal Engine game. I don't know if I've ever played any Unreal Engine games on the stream before. I was going to say, I wonder if it'll launch on the correct screen, and it sure seems like it has, although it's black. Is it going to do anything? Oh, there we go. Loading. Alright. I like how options is the #1 thing. Options takes priority of even start. Start doesn't even get the same priority as the options menu. These guys know what's up. Look at that. They got colorblind modes. Holy shit. I'd love to implement some sort of colorblind mode. But it's just, it's, I'd have, like, I've looked into it. So there is a pixie filter available for colorblind modes, but it is for other pixie applications. It's not designed for RPG Maker. It is a filter built for Pixie to be used with the Pixie library when you use the Pixie library with, you know, other things, not RPG Maker. It's not in the RPG Maker Pixie implementation. So I would have to have someone to actually implement the Pixie colorblind filter into RPG Maker's implementation of Pixie. And yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated process. I'd have to commission someone to do that. And I've been tempted to do it, but my funds are limited. So I'd rather devote those funds towards actually making a better game overall instead of funding more accessibility within my game, which is a shame. It shouldn't have to come down to that, but that's the world we live in. Let's start the timer. Auto set quality. It doesn't seem like it's a particularly hard to run game, so I assume all of this is fine. And it seems to be running at the correct resolution. It's really quiet. Yeah. Alright, all this is fine. I don't think I can... Yeah, we're at max volume. It's just a really quiet game. Hopefully the volume will pick up once we actually get into the game. Speaking of getting into the game, it just jumps right on into it. Since I was a child, I always dreamt about reaching the stars. Where'd my mouse go? Back on Earth, I used to meet a friend at the lighthouse. He was keeping and look at the stars together. Just the same way we look at them now. And among cards and whiskey, from time to time, I looked up and asked myself, what's happening out there? Funny that my job now consists in finding that out. Or better put, helping the Foundation find that out. But hey, I'm here. Alone, but not lonely. After all, I have the entire universe to listen to. And I have you to listen to me. Padraig notices a buzz in his right ear. Doing some like roleplay text here. I didn't expect that out of this game. He first hears the static. And then there's a voice. Welcome to your first day on the Anglerfish Project. I see you've already attached the probe to your fishing rod. That's great news. It seems that you already know each other, but I feel I must do the proper thing and introduce you both. Padraig, that probe you've attached is called Paul. Paul, this is Padraig. You both make a team. Without Paul, you won't be able to see anything in the sky, so be careful and look after him. You don't want to lose him. Padraig, you are the angler. You will cast Paul into space, and he will receive and decode all the interesting data that's floating around you. That's why you're here, to crawl space. That's what you signed up for, to help the Foundation keep it safe. You bring light into the darkness. That's what the Anglerfish Project is about. And now I need to make sure that your equipment works correctly. I need you to throw Paul into the areas of space where there's some kind of alteration. What's Padre doing in this game? I don't know who you're talking about. Different people see these areas differently. Talking about something specific? So I cannot give you a proper description, but you should recognize them immediately when you see them. Some refer to them as big, bright, trembling patches that catch your eye. That kind of looks like one right there. I'll be tracking all these transmissions and will reach out to you whenever I think it's necessary or if I need something specific from you. Talk to you later, Angler. Is that it? I think that's it. So if I look over there... Oh, yeah. That one opens up, that one opens up. So if I just... that was a little bit weak. Careful with any surfaces that may be in the way when launching your probe. If something gets in your way, you'll likely lose Paul. Most of the time, he'll be rolling around your asteroid, though, so feel free to catch him if you want. However, if you don't have the patience, you can always request a new one using the machine in front of your tent. No, you just see you later, Paul. I thought it was about being a good team together. But apparently he's replaceable. Follow the sun to reach your campsite if you get lost. But I must warn you, the previous Paul you once had will be incinerated remotely. It's a security guarantee we decide to implement. Your choice, though. See you around, Angler. Well, he went over here somewhere. Did I fuck myself? Because I just whiffed the first shot. My first angle. This is where I started. But, I mean, like, how far, like... I whiffed the shot, but, like, it was just, like, straight this way. Thought I saw something over here. Oh, there he is. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Okay, now Paul is in position. You must help him decipher the information. Once you've done it, the message will play immediately. Okay. Oh, I see. I think I need to, like, press mouse click on the orange dot. This is the first data package we discovered together. Paul, downloading, test. Okay, I see you got the message. Your equipment seems to be working fine. Tell me, did you like the message? Oh, sorry. Don't try to reply back. This is a one-directional channel only. We have reasons to be this way. I said it for you to think of an answer. I know mine. I don't like it. I told the guys, hey, put something funny, but no, they didn't want to. Instead, we just got test. Can you believe it? Even Hello World would be better. I don't know. Hello Universe? Isn't it better? Oh well, doesn't matter. You're good to go. Your tasks are simple. Keep doing what you've just done, and I'll hop in when I consider necessary. Don't worry, I'll be monitoring you constantly. I'll eventually read everything you've downloaded, and I'll call you when I consider it necessary. If things get too confusing or boring, remember our motto. We help the people. It helps me. Talk to you later, Angler. Alright, right on. Ooh, I gotta throw Paul far. Oh, is that too short? Okay. Okay, you've casted the probe well enough, but you've only committed a small mistake. There's nothing interesting where the probe is. You need to place the probe in these space-time alteration that you'll find around the rock you're standing on. I have to cast Paul into these areas to be able to decipher the transcription they contain. Paul can only gather transmissions within those areas. Everything else is silent. And by the way, try not to stare into these areas for too long. I've heard they're bad for your eyes. See you around, Angler. Well, where did Paul go? He said I did make a mistake, but it feels like I missed. Paul? Where you at, Paul? Paul? You okay, Paul? Paul? Where'd you go, Paul? Oh, man. I think I really lost him. I mean, I'm glad that the asteroid's not, like, particularly big, but, like, it's big enough. And And I don't know where Paul went. Sorry, Iron Brew, I missed your last message. You said that you love fishing. I used to, when I was much younger, back when I lived in America, my grandfather was a big fisherman. He and my grandmother owned a house along the river. Although now that I think about it, we always called it the lake house, but it's definitely along a river. So I don't know why we called it the lake house. Anyways, the lake house, yeah, well, it's along rivers, and so we. Oh, is that Paul floating out there? And yeah, we would often just he'd take me fishing, and we'd catch all sorts of fish down there. We'd usually like catch catfish, because catfish were quite common in that area, and so we'd catch catfish and we'd fillet them and fry them up. God, man, I miss catfish, fried catfish. I'm not gonna find any of that in Japan. I don't even know if catfish are in Japan. I'm just gonna have to get a new probe because I can't find them. Sorry, Paul. Anyways, but yeah, it was actually always a favorite of mine. I think it's kind of more of a Texas thing, or at least like not South America as in the country or the continent, but as in like the South of America, of the United States. We would, I think fried catfish is pretty common there, but I don't know if it's common elsewhere in America. But anyways, I loved fried catfish, and yeah, I don't know if I would, if I'll ever be able to have it again, unless I go back and visit America again. Oh, there's two. There we go. This is the first data package we discovered. Oh yeah, because it's a new Paul. The most humane food ever. Tastes like chicken, but has no chicken. The favorite of the Foundation employees. Try it out. Good catch, Angler. That message was completely useless, but I see you're getting the hang of it. Soon you'll be able to do some real work. By the way, regarding this being a one-directional channel, I hope you're not too sad about it. But I must explain, so listen well. It's very important that you realize that I'm not your friend, but Paul can be. I want to say it again so it's clear between us. Even though I'm friendly, I can't be your friend. Do you feel lonely? Don't talk to me, Paul. Don't talk to me. Talk to Paul. Do you miss Earth? Don't talk to me. Talk to Paul. Are you afraid of the future? Don't talk to me. Talk to Paul. Please. And please don't expect an answer. It's a machine, and a very dumb one, by the way. But I assure you, it will listen deeply and will care very much about you. Just don't expect an answer, okay? Good. I'm glad that's clear. I'm sorry for that. It's the worst part of this job, you know? Telling you and the others that they don't, well, you know, it's not an easy task. Talk to you later, Angler. Great work so far. Keep it going. This feels like a game for the modern generation, the Gen Z, which is considered to be one of the loneliest generations. So what better than a game to encapsulate that feeling? Reminds me of Spumco Space Fisherman game. I've never even heard that. Is that one of those wacky Ukrainian games? Just one pulse. I think we are a great team. Oh, that's from Paul. Hey, love, have you seen my charger? I'm about to shut down, honey. Why are you looking at me like that? Have I done something wrong? Why are you tying me down? Please say something, honey. Please don't go. Don't leave me here like this. This is fun. Let's see. Okay, it's Paul again. I always read that first message thinking that's the message I've just decoded. It's from the Ren and Stimpy creators. Oh, wow. Ren and Stimpy always gave me weird feelings because obviously it's like a 90s cartoon, right? So I watched it when I was a kid, and as a kid, I just didn't get it. Even as a kid, I thought it was disgusting. Now, as an adult, I realized that the show was so edgy, super edgy, that a lot of the episodes were banned. And I've kind of been interested to actually watch it as an adult and see if I can have a different appreciation for it. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'm not a big TV watcher kind of guy. I'm interested, but I don't know if I'm interested enough to actually do that. Almost machinery with synthetic souls are no longer considered safe. If you have any machinery of this kind, please bring it to the closest disposal center. I'll repeat it. Synthetic souls are no longer safe. They're an enemy of the Foundation, and they're considered illegal weapons from now on. So you're getting the hang of it. I think you're ready for a more important line of work. Listen, there's a situation. Our agents are in the dark. We need your help. We shouldn't worry about the details. The only thing you need to know is that an illegal group has stolen important cargo. That cargo may or may not contain illegal weapons, and we do not know where they are. We need a transmission that contains their coordinates so we can extract that cargo safely. They're using encrypted communications and they think they're safe, but your probe should be able to break through them. I'm going to expand the frequency range of your probe so you can access real data now. Give me 1 second. And it's done. You should be able to see more interesting packages now. These messages are going to be encrypted and won't be easy to decipher as the other ones, but I know you'll handle it well. Good luck, Angler. Alright. I guess that's one of them. Yeah, that previous message was talking about, like, destroying synthetic souls or something. I'm guessing maybe that has something to do with Paul. Hey, Padraig. Thank you for handling me with care. Paul. Again, I read Paul's message thinking that was the coded message. Hello, can you read this? It's me. I don't know if it's a D or an O. Eoghan or Edghan. Either way, neither of those names make sense to me. I see you found an anomaly. That's something I haven't warned you about. There are some regions of space that you can't cast your probe into that are different. The probe does a pretty good job blocking them, but sometimes you may find some distressing things that shouldn't be there. They can crack space if you manipulate them too often, but don't worry too much, they aren't common and cracks will heal in their due time. You aren't causing permanent damage. However, you shouldn't cast your probe there's nothing useful for us. Try other more productive spots next time. See you around, Angler. Is that one of those things? Talking about, or is I don't know. Break lock. You know, like here when they show Paul's message, I'm eventually gonna learn that the first message that pops up is from Paul. But it would be nice if it was like in a different color, like instead of this kind of yellowish color, maybe it was green or something, and that would just indicate that it's a different person speaking. Person in quotes. Okay, we got the cargo, and it's full of souls. What do we do now? Okay, so that's the thing. So they've collected synthetic souls. You said in your plan that we should be leaving through that highway that is completely locked down now. If we had followed my plan, we would be safe now. Alright. I failed. That's my probe up there, though, right? I think I have to, like, click on him. But he's not coming down. It's not like a jump or anything. I can't get higher. So does he just die? I kind of don't like that. I'm trying to figure out... So what happened was... I did it on purpose. I went all the way to the top of the bar, but I was trying to figure out, like, how the fishing mechanic works. Because I noticed there's, like, a signal strength thing when you first, like, connect to the anomaly. And what I was trying to figure out is, like, how do you get the higher strength? Is it, like, going all the way to the top of the bar? Or is it, there's, like, a little, like, you know, like a tiny little bar that, like, separates the top and the bottom? Is it how exact you are on that? And that's what I was trying to figure out. And it really sucks that I was just trying to experiment with the game, and I've lost my probe for daring to experiment and learn the game. I wonder if taking a rest would have Paul come down? Like, it's not my fault, Paul. The game said that you'd be just rolling around on the surface, but you actually got stuck up in space. I don't know, like, is that a bug? That he just didn't come down? He didn't move anywhere because I whiffed the shot so bad, or what? I don't know. But I think I'm gonna have to murder my current Paul and get a new Paul because I dared to experiment with the game. It's too bad the music is really quiet. Like, this is on max. I can't make it any louder. It's pretty relaxing music. Like ethereal guitar kind of plucking along. Very reverby, spacey guitar along with some pads. Some synth pads just droning on. Pretty chill. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a new Paul. Sorry about that. Alright, try again. So see, you can see there's a signal strength here. So I was just wondering if that was based off of how I cast my line. Sorry, Padrig, is that you? We used to meet at my lighthouse to play cards and look at the stars. Oh. A higher signal there, even though I was under the line. I think we are a great team. Thanks, Paul. Mommy, let's play hide and seek again. Aren't you tired already? No, I want more. Okay, one last time, but after that you're gonna shower and we're gonna have dinner, understand? Okay. Gotta go in a bit, you handsome. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to have Iron Brew in the chat for first time. Oops. It's fun. Let's see what. Okay. We lost our sea. Are you lost too, Pudreg? Did you lose everything? Is that the real reason you're here? Is it my fault you're here? Safe? It cannot be safe. Driving 1,000 miles through the desert without enough fuel. We cannot hide there for months without food or water until things calm down. We would all already be dead by the time we can be extracted. That was no plan. That is suicide. Oh, there's two. There's animals, the fish, the vegetables, and now they've taken us to a nice place. Right on. This is one of them artsy games. Yeah, it's a little bit one of them artsy games. So our sea, our resources, our life, they are the Foundation. I'm sure the Foundation is like the bad guys here. How can you not be a bad guy with a name like the Foundation? I feel like I've run out of anomalies to cast my line at. Oh, there we go. Do you think we'll be able to work together forever? No, I don't think so, because pretty sure if I fuck up a toss, you're gone forever. Those are your words, not mine. Trying to drive through a blocked highway is riskier than going low profile. We're in the middle of Lumina's sector D2 on a massive ship. We barely know how to drive with the suicidal option to choose from. We're loaded with what they now call illegal weapons. Why is it so hard to acknowledge them as sentient? Look, I'm sorry, but please tell us, what do we do now? And that's what we needed. In the middle of Lumina D2 sector, we got it. Sentient beings, these guys are delusional. That was a first job very well done. Good job, Angler. I'm glad you're with us. You can rest a bit if you want. You've earned it. But if you want to keep going, I won't be the one to stop you. I'll contact you later. What is the Foundation? A company? A government? God. Just God right there in the middle of it. We help the people. Yeah, so I guess the Foundation are the bad guys or something. Killing robots. Listen to mommy, okay? We're going to play hide and seek now, and we're a team. We're gonna help you hide now, and then it's gonna be my turn. Alright. Looks like we're out of time. Let me rest and see what happens next. See if I can find my camp. It's so easy to find whenever I lost Paul, but now that I haven't lost Paul, I can't find the camp. No, it's somewhere just a little bit past here. There it is. What's going to happen to people in Lumina D2 sector? What do you think, Paul? Is there a time that you were sentient too, Paul? I think I'd like to know. Almost kind of ashamed that he talked. Ashamed? I think it's a shame that he talked. Kind of thought he was going to be a silent protagonist guy. Anyways, I thought the lady was going to contact me, or whatever, the Foundation was going to contact me after resting, but I guess not. So I guess I just need to continue to collect these, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah. So I don't know. That seems like it might be a short game. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll continue playing it later. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. It's fine. As you said, Mr. Orc, it's kind of one of those artsy games, and those artsy games are just not my kind of game. But I don't know. There's some interest there. Gameplay isn't really the most compelling, but the story is maybe. I mean, there's something to unravel there, although I think I kind of already get it. It seems like the Foundation is bad, and the robots are sentient, and they're, I don't know, it just doesn't fucking matter. Polish? Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know if the whole, like, losing Paul into space, like, was that, like, a bug? Or is that just how it is? Like, if you cast him too hard, then he just drifts off forever into space. I don't know. It kind of felt like a bug, because I thought the game said that you'd usually find Paul just, like, on the surface of the asteroid just rolling around, but I lost him twice. It felt like he just got stuck up in space and just never came back down to the asteroid. It never felt like it was my fault. I dared to try to explore how the game works, and then feel like I got punished for doing that. So, yeah, I'm going to say no on the polish. Now, accessibility, it definitely gets accessibility points. I'd almost give it 2 points if that's how my system works, but that's not how my system works. Because they had all of the options, including colorblind options. Clarity, I understood what to do. Balance was fine. Unique identity is pretty interesting. So yeah, I don't know. It's overall, it's pretty well put together game. So, right on. Not bad. It is a free game that's available on itch. Right now, I think it's one of the front page games. Let's hope that they don't decide to get angry at me for not absolutely loving their game top to bottom. So yeah, you can see it's right there. Anyways, I'm feeling really sleepy, so I'm not gonna end the stream early, but I do just want to go ahead and just move right along into the next game, since that way I can get it over with and then go to bed. So next is Barry. This was actually recommended to me by RCX. This is not his game. It's just a game that he recommended that I try. I had a couple of games recommended that I try because I had made a post on the RPG Maker forums just asking for suggestions. This is the one I wound up going with, but there are a couple of interesting ones that folks had recommended. Yeah. It looks like it's not a JRPG, so I'm curious how this plays. It looks pretty well made, despite it not doing JRPG things, even though it's a RPG Maker game. And from my past experience of, for example, an RPG Maker game trying to be a platformer, it felt jank, like you're really trying to like shoehorn in something that the engine is not designed to do. So I'm wondering if this will also feel the same way, but I don't know. Looking at the video here, it looks pretty well built, despite it being, you know, built in RPG Maker and being not the right kind of genre for it. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what it does. So let's launch it. I didn't even look at the store page. The store page is really well done as well. That was also a nice little, like, some animation on that, like it kind of popped in. That looked really nice, and it's like organized non-standard. Look at this, look at these options menu. Particles on, layering frequency. I don't know what's best. Leave it on the crisp rendering. Turn controller vibration off since I'm not using my controller. Has visual accessibility. That's really nice. I'm honestly kind of impressed. Can I use WASD? I can use WASD. Still would be good if there were rebindable keys. But they have visual accessibility here. Get contrast, brightness. Pretty good. I like the little animations on the menu too. Alright, let's give it a try. Spider's dream to claim the brightest light. Cool. Doesn't auto progress. It'll wait for me to finish reading it. Seek out the perfect light. I like that little animation on it too. And your food will seek you. Right on. I understand how to move. Got some pixel movement. Can't really talk to the roach. Yeah, I got that. Okay, that's a neat That's a neat little transfer animation. Mountain tax ahead. Pay me 8 Nomi to enter the mountain. What are 8 Nomi? Oh, okay. I'll let you borrow some money. In return, you must do as I say. What do you say? Thank you. Collect Nomi when you can. You'll never regret it. Oh, it's this game? Are you familiar with this game? That's a neat little transfer animation. Really good and really cute. Yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with it. Why don't you go for a swim? Apparently I cannot. Keep it up. Sure thing. Huh. No items. Is there not like a jump button? Like, how would I get across? Yeah, that's... Well, I think that, yeah, I think that's kind of the point. Why don't you touch a fireball? Nah. I'm alright, mate. Oh. I didn't touch the fireball. I just touched the dude. No, don't you give me that seriously, buddy. I didn't touch the fireball. I touched the bug. I'm not so stupid as to touch the fucking fireball, but I thought that the bug maybe would be fine. These guys really don't like spiders. I can tell. Jaunty little piano tune that they got going on. I think I kind of see how they've done that. When I move, there's like this, I don't know how else to describe it other than like jelly movement on the floor. They say, I am the guardian of this mountain, better not cause any trouble. Sure thing, buddy. There's like some jelly movement on the floor when the camera pans, which makes me believe that this floor has actually been parallax mapped. Then he probably has some sort of plugin that just like shatters the tiles. So basically the parallax mapping is not using a plugin. The jelly movement comes from just using like eventing based parallax mapping, where you like assign a picture to an XY value and a parallel process that's constantly updating that position. And it's because you're waiting on it to process and update that information that it provides just like a millisecond or two behind the actual camera movement that creates the jelly movement. So, and I think he applies like a tint, which creates it, makes it fade to white, but it's under the tiles, so then I think that's how it's done. Oh, but it kind of like goes out in like a circle, comes back. I don't know. All these bugs say bye, I'll give you a fly. How do I make them say bye? will... Is that guy gonna try to attack me again? Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe. Kind of slow. There we go. Nice job, berry-looking guy. I don't know what the flies are for. What was going on up there? Like I said, better not cause any trouble. I'm keeping an eye on you. Rip music. Yeah, the music just stopped there. How though? Let's see. It'll shield me for one hit. Let's hope you don't encounter more of those. Are moved upon area chains, be sure to make the most of them. Right on. I will. There are even cooler contraptions here. Oh yeah, I can just like walk over that. Kind of wacky. What about the tree? Yeah, the tree too. Just pass right on through it. It's like no collision on it. Oops. Let's check out what's ahead. I will. Raise the flag. Okay, I've done so. What did that do? Is it like a checkpoint? Take a swim, buddy. I'm assuming it's a checkpoint. Indeed. Here's a consolation prize for being so good. Thanks! Pick your poison! In my shop, step on the button to begin browsing. I like how advice is a fucking shop item. It costs 0, but it is a shop item. Portable shield that can be activated anywhere. Careful where you choose to use it. This is a used palette I used to paint a masterpiece. Use it to randomize your body's color. Guild removal service? Oh, it's like selling it. This is such a weird way of doing the shop. This feels like a hack job added into like a mod for a game. Like if a game never had a shop, but a modder decided, I'm gonna add a shop to my quest mod. Like this is how they would do it or something. I don't know. It feels really weird. Like it's not sell, it's just you're buying it for minus 80 whatever, gold or whatever. How much? Nomi, sorry, that's what it is. Let's do the self-reflection and random palette. There we go, now I'm green. Eat flies. Nomi swimming pool 60%. That's useless information. I can use this. Why is it random then? Why not just give me an option? I thought it was just used once, but... Oh, okay. Oh. Wow, it sucks that it basically put me back at the default color. I'll buy another one, damn it. I at least want a unique color. I don't care what it is, but not the default one. There we go. God damn it. Whoop, okay. Well, we'll just ignore that. Let's see. I have to collect 2 keys, huh? Well, fuck. Alright, that was just me playing poorly. That was just terrible. Okay, alright. Man, fuck you! That, no way! Ah! Forget the one Nomi thing up there. Oh my god! Alright, I did it. I survived. Is that an enemy? I think it is. Seems angry, so I'm just gonna avoid it. Onward! Yes! Music is gone again. Building tension. Oh, I just realized something. Let me go back to options. Oops, I didn't mean to change that. Yeah, layering frequency. That's what it is. There's the jelly movement on the floor. So I think that's how often it updates. It's still kind of jelly-like. Yeah, the jelly movement is still there on the floor and the tiles. A close one. You spiders are always trying to use us as a light source. Did you really think you'd keep getting away with this?
We are more than fly bait. Begone, you overlegged savage. Oh, what the fuck? That gets pretty intense. That's gonna repeat this every time? Come on, man. And so it just becomes memorized pattern too. How the fuck did I get hit by that? Come on, give me... Ah! Man, get out of here with that. Ah. It sucks that they make you repeat the fucking dialogue every time, too. The animation of all the bugs falling down. Man, come on! Get out of here with that! Man, give me a break. This is some fucking bullshit. Like, the fireball barely grazes me and it's game over. It's not like there's a sprint either. Oh, come on! What? A light, a light, a light! Who would have thought this is the progenitor to Hollow Knight? Are you really going to settle for this? Look upon the sky, there are infinite lights greater than any spider has ever achieved. Will you remain satisfied with such a teensy glow for the remainder of your life? No. I'll make them mine. It's cute music. That's right. Don't settle for what is given to you. Achieve what no one else can. Space, or press space or thing to jump. Now I can jump. I hope I don't have to repeat the whole fight if I fuck up. Speaking of, glad to see that I don't have to repeat the whole fight. Or challenge. It's not really a fight, huh? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Oh, fuck. Ah! Ah, platformers. I'm terrible at these kinds of games. God. See, I guess the jumping mechanic burn your brain once you're done with this. Yeah, no kidding. Ah! This game's really fucking ruthless. I did it! Nice, buddy. Thanks. I don't think that was very nice. That was some poor fucking performance from me. There's a secret back there, by the way. Is there? Do I need to jump across to where the fire spiders were? Fire bugs? Oh, yeah, I see. I mean, is it just for those? Like, oh, okay, I see. I can get out of bounds. Pretty interesting, like, it's able to account for, like, height, quote-unquote height. Like, when I jump off here, like, you actually move down before landing, right? So, like, I'll fall down 2 tiles. Yeah, so it's almost like there was actually height and there was actually falling. There's actually, like, knowing RPG Maker, like, it's almost impressive, actually, what's been achieved here. This is, like, really well done. This is like one of those games, you know, like you see, you know, Mr. ATT Turin all the time saying, like, anything's possible in the engine. But you don't ever see anyone achieve anything, right? And it's one of those kind of games where, like, this is the game that shows you that, yeah, when he says anything can be done in the engine, yeah, anything really can be done in the engine. You just gotta know how to fucking program. Supplies are optional, collect at your own risk. I mean, I'm almost out of time. I am still tired. Oh, okay. All they do is upgrade your stats and change your destiny. Sounds not very optional to me in that case.
It is kind of hard to gauge, because it's still a 2D, right? It's pretending to be 3D. And it's kind of hard to accurately gauge distance and height. Because, like, it feels like I should be able to jump from here to there, but I can't, actually. So, yeah, definitely not important. Fly is definitely not important. I do wonder how that transition effect was done. Like, I can imagine a plugin that, like, tears apart the tiles. This is what I was trying to talk about earlier. I think the floor has been parallax mapped. Now, I think the walls are just regular tiles, but the floor is like a parallax map that just looks like tiles. And, because there's this weird jelly movement to it. Like, you could really see it, like, kind of, like, jitter there for a moment. I don't know how well that came across in OBS, but it, like, kind of jittered up and down. Just, like, by, like, 1 pixel, it jittered up and down, which is a little bit strange, and that usually comes from, parallax mapping. So it makes me think this is actually, like, a picture. And that would also explain this right here, where there's, like, no collision on these. Although it should look like I'm walking on top of it. I don't know why it looks like I'm going through it. Oops. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, there's some sort of effect that's applied to pictures that makes it, like, create, like, this, you know, like, circle that radiates out. And then I think the, like, the tiles breaking into, like, separate parts on transition. I think there's a plugin that just, like, separates the tiles like that. So the walls are tiles. They also don't have, like, the jelly jitter to them. So I'm pretty sure these are tiles. And then there's some sort of effect being applied to an image, which is going to be the floor, if I had to guess. Either way, it doesn't matter how it's been done. What is for sure is that it's a pretty cool looking effect. Oh, fuck. I just realized that this soundtrack that's playing now feels kind of actually really different compared to what we were hearing earlier, where there's like solo instruments, very like one guy playing just, you know, playing some tunes. I see. Fire hit him? He's dead now. Okay. Oh, see? Again, because it's actually 2D, not actually 3D. I thought this right here was connected to this wall, but actually it's not. I guess I should have looked at the shadow of it, but I don't know. It's not the most informative at telling you where your position is in space. Also interesting, because like this floor here has the jelly movement to it. But this is rock solid, stable. So like, I think this is a tile here. But this floor down here is the floor is like a parallax map. Yeah, again, this is kind of weird because it seems like are these my beer goggles? I can't tell. Like, this definitely has beer movement. Beer movement. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're out of time. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter how it's been constructed. I don't know why I'm focused on it so much, but it's just, there's a weird jelly movement to some of the tiles, which just, go check it out, I guess so. It just tells me that it's been, like, parallax mapped, or non-standard. It's not tile-based. It just kind of is pretending to be tile-based. Anyways, cool game. I'm pretty tired, so let's give this game a grade and then wrap up the stream. So, polish. Yeah, it's tough, but I don't know. There's a lot of cool little details in it. Does it get the polish point? I can't remember if there's anything that stuck out. I'll give it the polish point. Accessibility. Ooh, actually, really iffy on that. Like, brightness and contrast is cool, but rebindable keys. It's RPG Maker, so I feel like it really needs rebindable keys. Nice that it has WASD and arrow keys, but I will always say this. It's not about WASD and arrow keys. It's about rebindable keys. Being able to choose any keyboard format that you are comfortable using. The player is comfortable using. Most people prefer WASD or arrow keys, but there are some weird people out there who prefer different control schemes that are not WASD or arrow keys. Maybe they use a Dvorak keyboard. Maybe they use ESDF because they're weird and were born upside down. Either way, allowing them to play comfortably, even if they are Satan spawn, because they like to use ESDF, doesn't matter. If it's about making sure that they can play. So yeah, anyways, accessibility, 0. Clarity, I understood what to do, so sure. Balance was really tough. It was really unforgiving. I'm tempted to... I actually am kind of like somewhere halfway in between. I want to say no, but also I'm really bad at platforming games. So that's just on me. I don't know. It's barely there, but I'm gonna give it the point. And unique identity, yeah. So not bad. All right, so that's the score. Got a 5, and that was the last game for the night, which is good. I'm really tired. That was just you being bad, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was that too. I think you're right, Mr. Orc. It's funny because my girlfriend really likes Mario, right? She's not much of a gamer, but she does like Mario. And not so long ago, we had played through and beat Super Mario 3D World together because, you know, it has multiplayer. And she was excited to give new Super Mario Bros. U a try. And it's funny, so we tried playing that, which also has multiplayer, and we could barely make it past the first world. We died so many times on on just the first world in New Super Mario Bros. U. I felt ashamed of myself as a gamer. To be fair, though, with it being more of a 2D Mario game, and, like, you have collision with the other player, and if you, like, jump on the other player, you, like, you automatically bounce off them. And it can make navigating really awkward when you're trying to navigate around each other and platform at the same time.
anyways, that's all besides the point. Yeah, thanks folks for joining. Concerning next stream, so August is pretty busy for me. I didn't stream last weekend because I had an event to go to, and likewise, I'm pretty sure next weekend I also have an event to go to, so I won't be able to stream next weekend either. Sorry, it's just a busy time for me. But after that, I should be back to streaming again. It's been a long time since I've done a game dev stream. And I've made a lot of progress on my own game. If you haven't read the dev log that I had posted on my game's development thread on the forums, if you haven't read it, then you wouldn't be aware of all the changes I've made. But if you have, then you might be aware of all the changes that I've made. And I would really love to show those off and talk about it. So I think that's what I want to do next time I stream, is take a break from playing other people's games and maybe show off my game a little bit. So I think that's what we'll do next time, but that's not going to be next weekend. That's going to be the next weekend. So until then, thank you guys very much for joining. Stay safe out there, Mr. Yodak. Even if you are 200 kilometers away from the front lines of the war, you are still living in a country that is at war with another country. So stay safe. And anyways, yep. See you guys next time. Bye.